No, you should be right there. You look so comfortable.
I am very comfortable.
Yeah, you look like Awa is with you. And your kuru, is that the thing? Is that the hair thing? The
Is it a
ponytail
Q?
thing?
Kui.
Kui? I don't think that's right.
You sure?
I think you're
Look it
just you're saying a thing.
Look it up.
What do I look up? What is the ponytail thing in
Avatar
Avatar?
ponytail name.
Avatar ponytail name.
Psychic.
What did you say it was?
Kui.
No, you're right.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's spelled
It's Kui?
It's spelled
Man
like
is always
it's,
right.
It's spelled like Q, like QUE.
QU, isn't it? I thought it was a K.
Like a Q you waiting?
Yeah, that's what it says. Although that's the AI overview. No, yeah, on.
No, please go to
yeah.
avatarwiki.com.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Ooh, it's okay.
What's up?
A neural Q
Yes.
is an appendage that is a part of many species anatomy on Pandora.
Yeah.
The Navi name for it is Kuru.
Kuru.
So I was saying the Navi name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Interesting.
Look at that.
fair enough.
Hello everybody, welcome back. First episode of the year.
That's true.
Another episode of Movie
here we
Man
go.
Them. I'm one of your hosts, Damon. With me as always, my co-host.
It's me, Bam.
How you doing, Bam?
Doing great.
Just Julie Tamer
Yes.
directed across.
Tamor.
Shut up! This is such
Julie
a
Taymor.
stupid.
Tamor. Julie Taymor.
This is, what did I say?
Julie Tamer. Tamer. It's Tamor.
Well, maybe you know her as Tamer. I know her as
I'm sorry.
Wilder.
I'm sorry.
Directed Across the Universe, a 2007 musical based on the songs of which band?
What's a popular band in cultural
stupid question.
history?
Oh, that's a stupid question.
That'd be the Bedbugs.
That'd be the Bedbugs, yeah.
The
Yeah.
Beatles.
Yeah, one hit wonders, the Bedbugs. Isn't it stupid that they're doing 4 movies about
There's
the
4
Beatles?
Beatles movies, my guy.
4
Yeah.
Beatles movies.
What if Ringo is the best one?
It's probably gonna
That's
be.
a crazy
It's gonna be the
thing.
crazy wild
Yeah.
one. What I
Ringo
don't,
is the best one.
what I think is, I think a lot
Sure,
of these
I'll
biopic
take-
movies based on bands,
Right,
I think
right.
is getting to the point where the living members are just like, no, what about me? Even
Right.
though they probably weren't. Like with the Bohemian Rhapsody movie,
Right.
like Freddie Mercury is dead, but the rest of them are alive.
Yeah, and they
And
wanted the movie to be about them.
they
even
wanted
though
it to
we
be
all,
about the
It's
band.
like, come on, bro. We know
Yeah,
who's
it's
important
like
there.
it's about Freddie.
Right.
And I feel like that's the case with this Beatles movie, and
Right.
it's also, you know,
Do you think Tito Jackson will
Content.
demand his own movie when time comes?
oh, 1,000%. You think Janet is not like my turn?
Right.
After this,
Janet
Michael Jackson
deserves it.
movie?
Thank you very
Janet
much.
actually
does.
deserves
Janet,
it.
She
yeah.
deserves it. Yeah.
Rhythm Nation. Oh my God. Even
Yeah.
Michael Jackson was a fan of that.
That first voice you're hearing is I want to give you like a special. I feel like you deserve a movie
Pandora
man
name.
name.
A Pandora name. Oh my God.
Well, because Lex is the movie gal,
That's true.
so
Yeah.
Rosina needs her own title because she's
Right.
on here too much
It's so
true.
true.
for her to
Yeah.
not have her own
Need to
title.
pin
Think about
that.
it.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Wagwan. It's
But-
Rosina.
it's Rosina.
The philosopher.
Rosina C. Exactly.
And already introduced Bam, and the other person left in the room is Steven over there,
Hi, Damien.
who
Hi,
does
Bam.
who doesn't
Hi,
want to
Rosino.
be here.
Right.
I do
We're
want to be here.
forcing him to be here. Every time I spoke to him about this episode, he's just like, "Really?
Do I have to?
Do I have to be here?"
Damien says he
Steven.
wants to get my perspective
Yeah.
on Avatar Fire and Ash. So
I think
he
so.
would get my perspective on the movie.
And thank you for bringing up the title of the movie. We're talking about Avatar: Fire and Ash, which, as of today, let me see how much money it has made. It's made an astronomical amount of money.
Has it?
Yep.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Avatar: Fire and Ash,
Hot Billy?
total worldwide gross $1,239,361
Jesus.
and $168. This is
Alright,
as of
James.
As always.
I think the check cleared, Jimmy.
yeah, the 17th of January.
We getting 2 more movies, guys.
I hope we don't.
You want to stop here?
You
Yeah.
done? Come off the train.
Interesting.
Come
You
off the
see,
train.
I would like
we
us
picked
to
some
finish.
good guests for this one.
Yeah, I'm ready for it to be over.
Okay.
Not
I'm
as
But
a
not
take
in
you
like
thought
a-
I was going to
I'm not exhausted of it. I love it, and I think.
Rosina, how about a
let's do-
4-year break? Would
That's
that
what
be-
you
No,
get.
I think I think he needs to stop.
Okay.
Just stop.
Why do
Stop
you-
and do something else and revive the entire film industry. Because right now he's
Okay.
showing them that it's possible to do
Right.
a story of this ambition, this nature. It's really not a typical franchise, right? In that sense, right? Like they do not underestimate their audience.
No,
At all.
no.
He makes no apologies. He doesn't pull any punches. He's like, this is a story. This is the time it takes. And you are going to sit here and watch it. Trust me, they're going to sit there and watch it.
Yeah.
And he's
Right.
totally right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I kind of feel like he has so much more to give us.
Yeah.
And he should give it to us. Like, I want to see more James Cameron in like.
Damn it, surprise,
Different
surprise. I have
ways.
one more guest to come on.
You got another guest coming on?
Okay, let's pull
Well,
him in.
Steven's gonna have to make some space and not throw his feet on that.
I am
couch.
so comfortable
Throw
I
some
know.
right
I'm
now.
so
on that
sorry.
couch.
I'm gonna share this blanket with a stranger.
I mean, they could sit over there, but then like it's fine if you want to be that guy who just
I
like
won't be that guy.
no, because it will look weird.
I know if it was someone I knew, maybe.
Because like
But
the mic is already set up there for them to come down and to be
And
like,
see.
oh, this
Hey,
is clearly
here's
where
your
someone
seat.
should sit, but
Sit in my
Steven
lap.
sprawled
It's
out.
like,
Sit in my lap.
I'm a
It's
premium.
not that kind of podcast. Yeah.
You know, I'm a frisky one.
Yeah.
And you've given me like 3 cues of rum in this one drink.
Yeah, but you're drinking
Expect
it, though.
more body jokes.
It's funny you said that because when this movie was coming out,
There is no fucking in Avatar though. I will
there no
say
fuck-
that.
There's no fucking
I had a
in this-
whole.
in this
Well,
movie.
actually, no. There
There's-
is fucking.
there's
There is
in the
fucking.
first one,
There's
for
like
sure.
there's like a whole little thing with the scary girl and the.
Oh no, yeah,
colonel.
actually no.
I
yeah,
want
there's
to
so
know
much
how
in this
fucking
There's some
actually
sex,
works.
Yeah. Yeah, there's more sex in this movie. It's just it's not
Yeah.
seen. It's just
Yeah, it's
happens.
implied, which
It-
I think is cool. But then I'm like, I guess alien sex would be like a bridge too far for.
I
There's
need to
there's
know-
websites for
Disney.
that. There's
I
websites
need to
for that
know
you wanna
if
see that.
Navi have penises. That's what I need to know.
They
Because
really
the
are
picture
very
that Bam
naked.
sent me,
Yeah.
they were scissoring. I was like, okay,
So what
I'm
does that
okay with
mean?
that, but I need to know how does the sperm go inside the
Do we
female
we
Navi?
don't know
Yeah.
how that fertilizes.
Do they have cloaca? Please, James Cameron, I need to know.
You've
It's-
left
it's-
us for 2 minutes and we've gotten into like Navi sex,
Yeah.
by the way. So you need to come back.
You're missing that.
Yes, yes.
Start over.
It's your fault too because of the meme you sent me.
Before we
Hi,
get
we'll have one more guest.
before we get back to Navi sex, please introduce yourself, special guest.
Hi, Sakela.
Oh wait, sorry, your mic was off. Go ahead.
Hi, Sakela.
Okay, hi Sakela. Welcome to Navi Sex Talk.
Navi Sex Talk.
Because we started out with Rosina
Starting
saying that there's
strong.
no sex in this movie, and then we all
They
remembered,
do- they
oh
be
wait,
fucking. They be
there's
fucking.
a lot of
They're
sex in this. This is
fucking.
probably the most
I
sexual.
forgot about the sex.
We all
sorry.
forgot about Quaritch and his sexual journey. Now, before we continue, Steven said something I thought was interesting, where he said he does not like the names in this franchise, and
Character names?
there was a funny
They're just hard to remember.
there was a funny discourse on Twitter about how people don't remember the names of Avatar characters because they don't say their names enough. And I'm like, that's bullshit. They say
say
their
it a
names
lot,
all the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
So I'd like Steven, if you could
No,
please.
they don't have Western sound.
They don't have
names,
Western
Yeah.
sounding
people
names.
don't
So
like
James
that,
Cameron's making a statement. But Steven, if you could please tell me all of the characters in Avatar, as many as you can name off the top of
Right.
your head. Let's go.
Oh fuck! All right, so Jake Sully,
Sure.
yeah. Sure.
Nitiri,
Sure.
Payakan,
Sure.
and that's about it.
That's it.
it?
Yeah, that's it.
Now, what's the new villain in this one called?
Oh shit! I know her as Fire Girl. I said it already. I don't remember. First letter.
First letter. What is it?
V.
V
Yeah.
Viteri.
Vitiri.
Evil Natiri.
Remember?
Nega Natiri. Name one of Jake Sully's children.
I don't know.
Just
any
one of them.
Just one
There
dog.
are 4.
Yeah, enough. Dog.
Well, there were 4.
Is one named Kuvo or some
No,
shit?
Kiri?
that is the bastard son of Scar from the Lion
Right.
King.
Right.
That's Kovu. Kiri is one of them.
Yes.
But she's
I know there was a
technically
K word.
There was a
Sigourney
K word.
Weaver's, yeah.
There's Sigourney Weaver's little.
Could you name their pet cat, Stephen?
Your pet cat.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
white with dreadlocks.
Oh, Spike. No, the
No,
fuck.
it's
That's.
not Spike. That's
Spider.
28 years later. 28 years later.
Oh shit! What's his name again?
Spider.
She just said it.
What?
Spider.
Spider. I knew it was some speed word. See?
What?
Don't remember the names.
Do you remember the name of the suicidal teenager in this movie? Because that happens in this too.
For sure.
Start with an N.
It's L.
Oh,
L.
never mind.
N is the eldest son. Who passed.
L. It's L.
Close. You got half of it. You got half of it.
Right. Let's throw an apostrophe in there.
Loa.
That's close. You're one letter off.
We're almost there.
It's a hard letter.
Loak.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
go.
Loak.
You
Yes.
did it.
Yes.
All right. But man, the rest of the characters, please, as you know them.
As I know them.
Yeah, as you know them.
There's of course Quaritch. My good friend Payakan.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's
There's Lyle Wainwright.
There's Lyle
That
Wainwright,
is
obviously,
Quaritch's right hand man.
Yes.
There's,
There is the ghost of Sigourney Weaver. There is.
There's Nataim who
Who's
died,
Nataim?
who is a ghost in this
He's a
movie.
ghost in this movie
It was
now.
funny because I went to watch this with my brother, and he's like, I don't remember much of the second Avatar,
Right.
Way of the Water, and I'm like, it's okay. In the first 30 seconds,
really recap that
you
shit
you
real
get a
fast.
dead brother telling, and literally the dead brother's just like, hey, how did I die again?
Right,
For
yeah.
all the people
Could
who
you
don't remember.
recap?
So
Oh,
even
that's the
Damien
movie.
doesn't remember the dead brother's name.
Nataim, I said it
Nataim.
already.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's like, oh, this movie from 3 years ago. Can you just recap exactly
real
what
quick.
happened at the end of
Real
that
quick,
one?
yeah.
And then that's like
Helpful.
a nice dream sequence right
He's
going
just a
into this
helpful
movie.
storyteller, James.
Yeah,
James
but I liked
C.
what you said about
James Cammie.
him not underestimating his audience, and I
No.
think it's the story is very like sometimes simplistic, but like it has mass appeal because of that.
I always say it's a very simple plot with a very complex world.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So like it's easy to like dive into like the reason these movies make a billions of dollars is because everybody gets
Your granny
it.
can
hop
watch
in.
it, yeah.
You can hop in very
They're the
easily.
baddies and the goodies,
Right. Mhm.
and
But, like, the
actually they're
world-
pretty good at like
Right.
you know like making that pretty not provocative I wouldn't say, but like they make the baddies pretty bad,
Yeah.
and relatable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like as like obviously like the U.S. military and colonizers.
yeah.
And then you have the goodies who are like the primary
The
people,
hippies.
you know, the tribal people who are one with the land, who love the land.
But in this film, there's nuance because
Because
The
you've
Fire
got-
Nation attack.
it
The
was
Fire
at
Nation.
one
That's
point
right.
that you could just say, oh, blue people good, but in this movie there are blue people that are not so good.
Here's the
People's
thing,
bad.
though. I think they made like the main characters that you're supposed to root for so more nuanced in this movie, and that is why I was like, oh, I really like Avatar 3.
So you
Yes,
like
me
when your
too.
main characters are contemplating the death of children
yes,
at their own hands.
as they should.
Yeah, that was a point for me where I was watching this and I was feeling very emotional.
It's very Abrahamic.
I think we were all
Yeah,
were
very
we
much.
were
It's
we
really
all
Abraham and
crying in
Isaac,
the
yeah.
cinema because I shed like a three tears
Yeah.
for that scene.
No,
Yeah.
it takes you up in it. And I think I'm so kind of someone who can be quite anti-commercial things, you know, but not really. To be honest, I'm just anti-shitty things.
Yeah, sure.
And
And
if
that
it's
tends to coincide with
right,
commercial
right.
things,
But
yeah.
like, I'm so down with a good commercial hit. Like, I'm a pop girly. You know, I love that shit. And he really put his whole James Cussy in this. Honestly, he went
He's
there.
he's tutusi.
Yeah, he's Tutusi. He was like, you know what? And you know,
I can't wait to see what you say when more of the rum is in your system.
I need to stop. I need to quit while I'm ahead. But I will say about the Fire Tribe it's also like part of this very like he really captures the allegory so broadly and so well,
Yeah.
and it's so obvious.
Yeah.
And I think it's really hard to do obvious stuff that's good,
Mm-hmm.
and he nails it. Like he's very clear thinking when it comes to storytelling.
Yeah.
And like so you've got the traitor tribe,
Yeah.
you know, who kind of goes in league with the colonizer, and we know we know those.
Yeah.
We're familiar.
You know,
It's funny because we just got
not
out
all
of
skinfolk is kinfolk.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
Is, you know, in universe, they're the ashy black people that are that.
I cannot take part as a light skin in such conversation. However,
I love the disclaimer right at the head of that.
and what they really did well,
Mm-hmm.
I loved, was how scary that like the leader was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
She
she's-
freaked me
Yeah.
the fuck out. I was
Varang
like, that's
is fucking
exactly
great.
Yeah.
what it's like, you know, like a truly like self-oriented individual to the max,
Yeah.
you know, I like how he showed you that it can happen no matter where you are. There's no such thing as a noble people,
Mm-hmm.
right? We're just people, and it's like, do you line up with your values? Do you have the integrity,
Yeah.
or not? And how scary that is from Quaritch's
Mm-hmm.
side and from Fire Girl's side. That's her name now.
I will say I was a
Miss
bit.
Varang, please.
I was a bit
Varang.
like when they announced in this film that you're gonna be dealing with another tribe, and it's like the Fire Tribe, right? Given how detailed and how you know you lived with the water folk in Way of the Water, I was expecting there to be more of a theology that you're going to learn about, more of an environment that was maybe different. Maybe they're just like, oh, this is the way of the lava and it does end, as opposed to the way of the water that never ends. But it was interesting to see that not be the case here, where it's kind of just like our whole thing is being anti what those guys are doing because we feel betrayed by our common god.
I mean, you kind of just get like their origin.
They're bitter.
Yeah, they're very bitter.
Her philosophical underpinnings.
Her
like,
philosophy, her it's a cult of personality because her philosophy is that I am the new god, reborn.
Yeah.
And I found that
demand
interesting.
sacrifice,
She's kind of like a sexy Immortan Joe.
She's a
Yeah,
Immortan Josephina, please.
Immortan Josephina, where she even has a moment where she commands one of her underlings to set themselves aflame.
Yeah. And we both shouted, "Witness me!"
Witness me, yeah. But it's to kind of recall a film that we both saw recently. I mean, I think 3 of us saw it in this room. 28 years later, the Bone Temple. Others were invited but decided not to join us on this.
I won't name any names.
We won't name any names. But in that movie, it's all about like it's the end of the world.
I'm feeling as bitter as a fire girl.
Please don't burn anything down. Studio is quite flammable.
I don't take requests.
In that movie, 28 years later, the Bone Temple, it's all of these characters are looking for something to believe in after the end of the world. This is a community of people that's cut off from the rest of the world. And I would not put it past anybody to look at the zombies walking around and be like, oh, okay, this is the Book of Revelations. Like, the dead are walking the earth.
So what you're saying is Varang's jimmies were rustled.
Yeah, I think Varang's jimmies were rustled. And Varang, like, rightly so, if you have a society that is based on what is given to the people by the nature goddess, and then nature burns down, and you have no resources.
Counterpoint. Yeah.
That's
It's
what I
like,
liked about it. She had a really good excuse
Yeah.
for everything that she does. And I'm like, yeah, sure, I can believe this.
I
She's
can
not
rock with
just she's not just villain of the week.
Yeah.
Like she has like, this is my purpose. This is why
She had an axe to grind.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is also like interesting watching the very direct parallel of Varang and Quaritch's romance versus Jake and Neytiri's, because you even have like where Jake was learning how to use a bow and arrow in the first movie. In this one, Varang is using a rifle. But like with Jake and Neytiri, it was kind of like two school children getting to know each other, then going steady, then eventually hooking up. And for them, it's just like we're fucking on day one, like on site. We're doing cocaine in the tent.
Literally.
Like we're going there. I thought very fascinating.
It was visually
character.
fun too.
Yeah,
like to watch the passion versus the love.
Yeah,
and I think that's a really nice way. Like it sort of registered to me. It was like some emotions or like bitterness, passion, these very fiery emotions can be really good for getting things done and doing, getting revenge and taking
anger
action.
is a very useful tool,
right? But it burns
also,
itself out and burns everything around it.
Right,
and I think that's the wisdom piece. It's like you have to have a really good foil, or else it's just like the Navi are just there singing Kumbaya and they're not compelling,
right?
So like to see the sort of the bitter side of what they could be with all of their knowledge. I thought was a really good addition.
It's
to
fun
this
that like
franchise.
they're more complex than we think.
Yeah.
Like it's not just
because like,
they weren't just like good guys.
Yeah. By and large, what you've seen of the Navi people is like they're mostly pacifists. And then.
But they can.
When push come to shove, them will come kill you.
Well, they'll be like, "Oh, we're pacifists," and then it's like, "Oh, we're being murdered. Awa, please help us." And Awa's like, "God damn it!
All right.
Get out there and kill some
y'all
people.
can't do. So. I have to send like hundreds of animals to die because y'all can't fucking find your killer instinct."
To be fair, they did all they could do.
Yeah. At a certain point, it was.
At a certain point, they're like, well.
But then you have your fucking whale tribe that are just like the strongest, baddest motherfuckers out there.
The Tulkuns.
And they're deciding. Yeah, that's. Sorry, James Cameron doesn't want us to say whales.
Not whales.
They're not whales. They're Tulkuns.
Why
aliens that look
doesn't
like
he
whales.
want us to say whales?
Because he's like
Because
it's a
he's
whole
like,
different
it's a whole different
species that he
They're
has made.
creatures that to us look like whales.
Yeah.
James Cameron.
They look
Get
like
out of
whales.
here.
They're allegorically whales, but we can't call them
Them
whales
whales,
because they're
under
too
no
cool.
circumstances.
Yeah. But yeah, and then he like Payakan, which has blessed this podcast with its own segment, has his own storyline of like
the trial of Payakan, Damien.
yeah. It
He
is
was great.
literally
12 angry whales.
12 angry whales. It
A
has
few good pods.
they have a whole Am Spartacus scene at Payakan's court martialing.
Right.
Because after the end of the last movie where he fucked shit up and did amazing things and gained his notoriety on this podcast by being the most amazing part of that movie.
They sent him to court for flexing on niggas.
Yeah, they were like, "Yo, Payakan, your swag too tough, your smoke too different."
They'll kill you.
They will
Payakan.
kill you. And I thought that was interesting a way to like see him be his own character from the beginning. I also love like the very first time he's mentioned, it's just somebody talking. It's Spider saying, "Payakan, you're so cool."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, same.
High fives Payakan. I'm like, yeah, that's me, bro.
I'm locked in.
Yeah.
Get that flipper.
And like him having to convince his tribe to take action and showing like literally the most mutilated version of them, like of someone who is blinded and has lost their limbs.
Still has the
I forget
hooks
the
on
name
her.
of that particular
I actually
character.
found that so hard.
It was really hard to watch. It
It
was
was really hard.
yeah.
No,
to see.
because like the harshest scene in part 2 to me is when they're wailing.
Yeah.
And they catch the mother on the calf, and
Yeah.
you're looking at it, you're like, that's just actually how they catch
Yeah.
Yeah.
whales, and it's just so sad. Like it's like I
It
talk about
hurts your
it
soul.
hurt. I talk about in the first one when they burn down the forest. At first, they play this very sad music, and you're like, you spent 2 hours in this forest,
Yeah.
loving the animals,
Yeah.
and then they burn it down, and you're like, fuck these niggas, I want them to kill
Yeah.
the military.
I really
and then,
related to
and then they do the same thing with the whale, and you're just like,
Literally.
I need you guys to kill these whalers.
Yeah.
Like, it really psychs you up to like
Yeah.
fuck
It's
industrialization.
what
I
Go
really
ahead.
fucking loved her arc this movie.
Are you wearing blue because we're doing Avatar, by the way?
No, I
Okay.
just I like to match a bold color with an animal print.
Nice. Okay.
Straight up.
It's been clocked from the
Thank
couch.
you. Thank you.
Oh, so like a couple of listeners probably wouldn't have seen Avatar Fire and Ash by then, and this episode is gonna, I don't know, maybe convince some of them to go watch it. So I'd like to get in like physical
That's me,
representation
that's
by
me,
having
that's me.
young lady. So
So
she
far,
hasn't
so
seen
good.
Fire and Ash, but what do you think of the story so
Convo.
far?
So far so good, or I guess so far so blue, as some
Mm-hmm.
people are saying. Blue people good.
They're
Blue
blue,
people good, people
dabba dee
good.
dabba die.
That's true,
So
that's
far,
true.
I think 3 stars definitely.
Just
On
based
the
on
way
the
with
to
Slash
description
again.
of it.
myself to sit for 3 hours.
Not sure.
You're gonna it doesn't feel like 3 hours. It
Yeah.
True,
really it's like being a bit like washed on a wave, like a lazy river kind of a thing. Like you really get pulled along with it. And
Sometimes
you just
literally
sort
if you're
of-
in 40X.
And it's awesome. It's like you're absorbed because I love how long this movie was. It's like kind of like reading a book. You know, you don't just give me an hour and then fling me back out.
Yeah.
Like
Right. Let me live there.
I
Let me live
feel
there.
like I was like somewhere else. You
Yeah.
know,
It
truly.
It's absolutely how I feel about Lord of the Rings.
Same.
There you
Sure,
go.
yeah.
25
The
years.
longer the better.
Right.
The longer
Sometimes
the better.
you
walk
clock
on those
the-
hills for a bit.
Yes.
Did you
Exactly.
clock
Take
the
me
Middle
on
Earth
an
map
adventure.
over there?
you
Yeah,
know?
you can go and look at all the locations too.
Yes.
So like James Cameron has this great thing where like when he's pitching, when he's doing the first one, and they're like trying to edit it down to a reasonable 2 hours 47 minutes or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like he's like, all the producers were like, Jim, there's too many flying scenes. Jake and Natira are just flying up and down the place willy nilly. Like, we need to like cut this shit out and
Yeah.
trim off 20 minutes. And James Cameron is just like, what building are we in? And they're like, oh, we're in the so and so building and whatever. It's like, you know what built that building? Titanic.
Yeah.
Titanic bought this building, so I know what I'm doing. And I
Yeah.
assure you, people want to hang out in this world.
Yeah.
People want to ride on this dragon and look over these mountains.
Yeah.
He's
And
totally
he kept
right.
in and like 10 minutes is of course a lifetime
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the films. And he's like, no, 10 minutes of them just flying
Flying.
and falling in love.
Yeah.
It's gonna
are
be
necessary
what we
to the
need.
So
movie.
a couple
To
things
heal.
here, right? Because it is also based on the fact that this is technology that still has not really been replicated. Like we have not seen a film that has been able to give us a full visual immersion on this level of detail
Right.
that the Avatar films
I
do.
wish he did Harry Potter.
You wish he did Harry Potter?
I want him to do something like I wish you could put James Cameron's firepower onto
Mm-hmm.
like a truly great fantasy novel.
Mm.
I
Like
just think he's
Ringworld
like
or something?
Something. I think
So-
Harry Potter would have been my vote because like I really hate that movie. Sorry, franchise sucks.
Hmm.
But the books are obviously
Incredible, yeah.
amazing. But and like one of my favorite books ever. But like something like I miss this type of cinematic experience. I feel like you only really get it with him
So
right
if,
now.
if we're talking like
Yeah.
big picture,
Yeah.
like movie industry wise, the better these films do and the more they do, the more people will be able to easier replicate
Yeah.
this technology.
Yeah.
and they'll be able to give you worlds as immersive
Yeah.
as this. Like,
Except then the fucking villain of AI is gonna come
gonna
in
come
there
in
and make it like, oh, this is a cheaper, easier way
so
to do it.
It's
Yeah.
literally two tribes clashing.
Yeah, literally. And but that's the thing about watching these movies is that you kind of want to see how extended it can take this technology, and this is the only place you get to see it. And we only get one every 5 to 10 years. And normally with a franchise, you would get, one every 2 years, and then you would get to live in the world a little bit more. But because you only get kind of one shot at this, it makes sense to extend it so that you're living in it as much as possible. I also love the fact that it doesn't seem to be the case where like there's scenes that you're not seeing. So like even with the 25th anniversary of Lord of the Rings, I'm hearing about things that were shot that we've never seen before. And I'm like, they already released 4-hour extended cuts of this. What do you mean there's more things?
It was filming for a long time.
Yeah.
out there.
Old Pete was up in the hills for a long time, bro.
But I also appreciate the fact that they're shooting these Avatar films back to back. These last few, so the 2 and 3 were shot back to back, which is why the kids are the same age, even though they've grown much more. Like the girl who plays Took is a fucking
big one,
yeah.
So like, the reason they're the next batch are coming out in 2029 and 2030 is because literally they wanted time to pass in universe to then have.
But even James Cameron was saying that he needs to figure out how to make these cheaper and take less time on them because one, nigga's old, like he's
don't
up
got
there.
time. He's like the Gaudi
Yeah.
of film.
Yeah. You gotta hurry it up.
He's like, they will be making Avatar when I'm in the grave.
Yeah, but then it's funny that you have people like Justin Lin come out and say, "Oh, I'd like a crack at it," or is it Justin Lin or is it James Wan?
James Wan.
Somebody was just like, "Oh, I want to do an Avatar movie," and I was like,
James
Can
Wan,
you?
you already did Aquaman. You had your chance. For
"Yeah,
it.
like you
he
tried
fucked it
your
up.
thing," and what's his name? Willem Dafoe looked weird underwater, and we all said, "Okay, well, you'll make $1 billion, but after the superhero wave is done, we're not here for it." The wave, yeah. And then look what happened with that second Aquaman movie.
Right.
Nobody gave a shit.
Nope.
No.
Avatar though, people keep showing up for it, and even my dad, who like 2 months ago or maybe 3 months ago went on a rant with me about how the Avatar movies are a waste of time and garbage.
Landon fucking up to say that.
When I said, "Oh, I'm seeing Avatar next week," he was just like, "Well, I guess I'll see it." You know what I mean? Yeah, there's a death of monoculture right now. Where
right now it's been happening.
it's been happening. But like Avatar is one of those things where when it comes out, you're just like, well, I saw the last one. I can
have to
watch this
see,
one.
yeah.
Obviously, yes.
He seems to have that kind of grasp on people, and I think to Steven's point earlier, the characters are a lot more developed with each movie. I was so like blown away from the first movie going into the Way of the Water,
Right.
where the first movie. People have said it many times. It is Pocahontas.
Space
It's Dances
Pocahontas,
with
Free
Wolves,
Willy,
it's
as
Free
Lexi
Willy.
calls it.
It's
Yeah.
Fern Gully. And then the second one, you have all these different characters, these children who are having their own,
Crisis.
crises, and there's interplay with each of them. And I liked how that shows up in this movie. You've got Jake Sully, who at this point now they have Spider with them full time, and this brother cannot breathe in the first part of the movie.
Right.
And there comes a point where it's like, yo, call a spade a spade. We can't keep looking for this mask every time. Every time this guy has an asthma attack, he's gonna die.
Right.
And I like in that scene where everyone's looking for the mask when they're all
Natira's like,
Natira's like,
let this
Yeah.
nigga die, yeah.
if he dies, he dies. Like,
dead enough.
yeah, because like she from moment one, she's just like, this pink skin motherfucker should not really be here.
Right.
If
So
he's
like, I was
we're getting
I love
nods over
Natira.
here.
I love
We're
Natira's
getting fierce
racism
nods.
so much.
Right.
Yeah.
Natira's
I-
racism is like a very
I-
important
relatable.
plot point in this.
I once again do say, like, I think Zoe Saldana generally deserves, like, at least an Oscar contemplation for this
Yeah.
role, because Zoe Saldana is like one of our most famous. I know Dominican, like players in the world.
Yeah.
So she's like
The
deeply-
number one grossing actor
she's
of
the
all
number one
time.
actress of all time.
She's playing herself.
She's playing herself. She's playing with somebody literally who's like, yo, I'm gonna like these white people, but nonetheless I'm married to one.
Right. Yes,
like internally,
exactly.
and she like constantly has to
Inside
like,
you are
deal
two
with that.
wolves.
Inside you are two wolves.
And one of
They
them
bring it
likes a
up
white
and,
dude.
and one of them be fucking.
They bring it up in the movie like perfectly too.
And yeah, because Jake mentions to her like, and this is very funny because there's a scene in the movie where Jake is talking to Neytiri about their children and how every time they make a mistake, she thinks of it as
It's a human-
a result of their
Yeah.
human heritage.
Yeah.
And I turned to my wife and I said, "Is that how you think of me when I fuck up sometimes?" And you're thinking it's because he's half white.
That's true.
And she said, "Just watch your movie."
She
I
doesn't
was
want-
like,
she doesn't want to
"Okay,
take this.
cool. Not a conversation we need to have, but heard."
We'll talk about this in the car.
Yeah, because I will say there
That's your
are
white side.
there are things where I'm just like, yeah, okay, because like
You love of Steely Dan?
I'm not
Steely
gonna
Dan
lie.
is objectively a great band.
But also
Guys.
majority white
Why we work
demographic.
with
Let's
them?
be honest.
no, but you know what? Let's can I have the
Let's break this
immunity
down, sir.
necklace for a second?
Oh, why talk with Rosina? Please. Let's.
White talk with
When
Rosina.
that should be a segment. Like I can speak on the whites
As our
I
resident
think.
pink skin.
As a resident pink skin. There, when white people really pop off,
Right.
like they do some enjoyable shit. They
Yeah.
do
You
so
mean like
much.
Spider in this movie?
They do so much that like totally negates it in every single way, but like on a very superficial
Totally?
level.
I would
no,
say totally.
no, completely. Like they've enslaved the world. Yeah.
But also they made Steely Dan. So
But also,
Oh, forgive it.
kind of evens
How
out.
do we tip the scales of justice here?
yeah.
Like I really, I'm kind of with Natiri in so many ways. I'm like, just like, it's really correct to hate them.
Yeah.
Right? Like morally, you're totally right
These
to hate
niggas off
them.
my
Yeah.
planet,
I mean, anyway, I'm not gonna say that because I will actually get canceled.
No, but it's funny
But
because
it's like some things that like white people do well.
Mhm.
They don't make up for anything, but sometimes you're just like,
Hullabaloo.
yeah,
I
yeah,
would just like to submit
Yeah.
that.
right
Yeah.
that word.
buddy boy.
Working hard or hardly working.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
they really they like to say white people don't have culture. They do. They have a very bland, silly culture.
Yeah.
And they give you some very
Gems every
silly
now and then.
things
Very
like
gems.
Sabrina Cart. Exactly. They give you some folksy kind of indie
But then they
pop.
go kind of very far left and like wearing people as shoes.
Yeah. They go. They
But you balance
they
it out.
kind it
They
doesn't
dabble in too
redeem
much
them.
culture, one could
It
say.
doesn't redeem them
Yeah.
at all. But like sometimes you're just like it's kind of like how some people are like secretly Swifties.
Yeah.
A lot of like black people too are like I hope they never find out about
Yeah,
this
yeah.
because it's like you kind of hate to love certain things because like it is like even Taylor Swift's a great example like the most formulaic,
Mm-hmm.
the most mayonnaise on white bread, crunchy. But sometimes don't you just crave a little mayonnaise on white bread? Like every now and then you're like, you'll have a little bop to
Rosina, you know
it.
who loves mayonnaise on white bread? Everybody who's at a zinger.
And you know what? But that's the zinger is too spicy.
Well,
Okay, like that's
zingers.
not white culture at all. Like that's when black
much zing in the
people
zing.
then like co-opt white
speaking of
culture.
this is a Burger Mandem segment which
Okay.
hasn't
Yeah.
been on the podcast for a while. No, because
Love
we
talking burgers.
we used
Okay,
to we used
okay.
to have moments of the podcast where we would just talk about burgers for a second. We called it
Let's-
Burger Mandem.
Yeah.
But I was in line for my annual just dietary pleasure, which is the
Wendy's Hamtastic.
That Wendy's Hamtastic.
Oh,
There you go. This is fucking locked in.
Obviously.
So I'm in line for it, and then
Bromance.
Gotcha,
the next person in line.
I want to go on a hamtastic rant.
No, please
Yeah.
don't.
Don't.
They
but
got it wrong. Let's just say that.
I think
I need to hear
I
this.
got a great ham. I only had one Hamtastic this last year.
Shame.
Fucking 3 thick slices of ham.
Ooh.
Like very hearty spreading of the pepper jelly. It was like somebody sorted me the fuck out.
Right.
If I was gonna have one Hamtastic for the season, that was a great one.
The server
to
did
have.
talk to
You know,
Probably.
Damon, we had this conversation. I had like a really good hamtastic
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Where it was like 3. Yeah, the same 3.
Yeah.
Do you know
it
what
was at
happened?
the start of the season where they had lots of
Yes,
ham in
no,
supply.
it was. Do you know
Yeah.
what? Do you know what happened to me the second time I
What's
had ham?
that?
They gave me a chicken sandwich instead.
No, but that's
They
just being
mixed
in
up.
Jamaica.
They
So-
just mixed
So
up
wait,
everything.
So
back-
I
to
was
the
in
ham.
line, and then
Yeah.
the next person in line is like, "Can I get the Hamtastic, but like with just the ham?"
Oh.
So ham sandwich.
I'm like,
What
"What are
color
you
were they?
doing here?" They were very light. I won't say they were white, but they were.
You know
very
when
light.
white people go into the spa,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And they get that water and it has cucumber and ginger in it, and they taste it, and they're like, "Ooh, that is
Yeah, yeah.
spicy."
And get and the
You
thing
know,
was,
like that's kind of like what there's something like distantly charming about how real to themselves they are.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like
It's
they
like in the
do
first Avatar
one
movie.
thing good and it don't have no spice in it. So if
Yeah.
you're ready for a little mild, you know, you can really get into that mild
Yeah.
stuff, you know?
But Jake Sully in the first Avatar movie, when he bites into that berry thing, and he's
Yeah.
just like, oh,
that flavor,
like you
yeah.
ain't had flavor like this, white
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah, because he's
Exactly.
living on like a dystopian hellscape
Yeah.
back on Earth. So
Well,
Yeah.
actually, that's the thing.
he's living in like Cyberpunk 2077.
They say we're
Yeah.
gonna see what Earth looks like in like the 5th movie,
Yeah.
because we've never actually seen it.
No, you saw like weird streets back on Earth, like derelict streets. That's all you
Did
kind of
we?
see in the first
When
one.
did we see that?
When he's in the very first, he's in the wheelchair. He's like,
Okay,
on the street.
okay.
You kind of
Yeah,
see like
yeah, yeah.
shitty streets.
It's
that he's
just
living
like-
on, and he just immediately gets a job.
Right.
Need to be like a Wall-E and Avatar
It's a Wall-E and
crossover.
Avatar.
I
Avatar
think
was so well.
definitely
In the Disneyverse,
Yeah.
yes.
No, but in like she orders the hamtastic without the burger, and the waitress, the cashier is like confused, like what are you
What would
asking
be
me
the
for? What do you
point?
want here? And then the lady who orders the thing,
The white
is like-
lady.
she seems immediately ashamed of her choice, and
Yes.
it's just like, I'm sorry, just give me a
As
regular
you should be.
hamtastic, please. I don't know why I asked. I feel so foolish. Like you should be. This is ridiculous. It's a hamtastic. The whole
Can
point
be
is burger
shamed.
with ham. Yeah.
Why were we talking about this?
Do not know. Do not remember. Oh, the
White
contribution.
people invading. That's
The
what-
contribution of Jake
Yeah.
Sully's white culture to Navi culture is all of his children are
Say the
saying,
word cousin, bro.
"Cuz, bro, dude, like
Yeah.
he has up to
And
He
you
got
even
mixed
guns.
kids. He got
Yeah.
mixed
He got
kids.
mixed kids.
Yeah.
We had we watched Way of Water. I was telling this young lady, she got very jealous. We had a lovely day where we
Yeah, we
had
did.
we took
We
a
drank
bit of
some,
mushrooms.
we drank some blue.
Drank some blue. What was it? It was not hypnotic.
It was
It was
wine,
not
blue
hypnotic.
wine, blue wine.
It was a blue Moscato that refused to call itself blue
Okay, we
Moscato.
had a blue Moscato.
Yeah.
We had mushrooms.
Yes.
This one had weed gummies.
I did.
Put on some AC. We all snugged up in
We
some
did.
blankets, and we put on Way of Water. And
This
I
is
had,
what we do when we're not on the podcast.
Right, and I had this wonderful realization looking at Loak, Jake's fuck up son. Oh my god, that is Jaden Smith.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
face reminds me of Jaden Smith so much, and he acts like a
Jaden-
like I don't know, like he's a
Yeah.
very moody teenager, and like
Yeah.
the one braid that
Yeah.
he has, I'm
Yeah.
just like. I'm looking.
No,
at
that
Jaden
was
Smith, and it
Rosino in
fits so
particular
perfectly.
clocked that, and I was like, fucking inspired clocking
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
But I also love Loak because he is so Jake Sully's son.
Yeah.
Everything
Yep.
about Jake Sully that is frustrating
Yeah.
is in
It's in
teenage
it.
form, and you
Yeah.
can see, and like sometimes I'm watching Jake and I see him getting frustrated with Loak. I'm just like, brother,
That was
this
you.
is
That's
you.
you.
This is why I think I was so impressed with the movie because it's so layered in terms of its clarity.
Yeah.
Like like it's such a layered and clear allegory. There's no like shaky mystery about it. Like it's just like
What you
it's
feel
about
like, yeah.
society. It's also about families as a microcosm of the society.
Yeah.
It's also about
What
you
happens
know
to that family during
what
times
happens
of war and
right
struggle,
what
yeah.
right what happens
So
when
I
cultures
loved-
mix what
yeah.
happens when cultures mix on an interpersonal
Personal
level
level, yeah.
at a tribal social level like and all
At the
of the,
geopolitical level, yeah.
the
I loved what this
consequences
movie
of
had to
that
say
become
about,
very dramatized
like immigrant families,
Yes.
because there's a point where Natiri is talking about living among the water people and how she said she doesn't have her
Yes.
people, her father's bow is destroyed,
yeah.
her son has been killed.
Yeah, all
It's
that is
hard
my God.
being
all
an
that is my
And
God.
it's funny.
actually,
It's funny
yeah.
to think about like the Navi people as being as one, but they're also very
Also-
quite
No, they're not,
separate.
yeah.
And she has an experience that you will see very much of immigrant families feeling like they are a stranger in a strange land,
Right.
disconnected from their network.
Yeah.
Like it's funny because like
No, she literally had to move away from home.
yeah, because and typically when people move.
and see how your kids adapt. It's kind
See,
of like how
yeah.
I always used to be like, I would not know what to do if my child did not have a Jamaican accent. Like,
Yeah.
I would feel like my child is some kind of interloper,
Alien, yeah.
foreign thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like how much of a separation that is when you and your children don't really speak the same language.
Yeah.
Like, it's a kind of a mind fuck.
Yeah.
I think is a good word for that.
Yeah.
You know,
So Natiri, like
you
she's
see that personal thing play out.
Like Natiri, she loves her children,
Yeah.
but she hates the situation
Yeah,
that
they're
is
in.
like making things more complicated.
Yes.
And she's
And
having a
Did you
harder
think
and harder time
she like
separating.
projects that onto Spider to say, all right,
No,
he-
absolutely.
No,
He's the
because
problem.
Spider literally
He's the
represents
problem.
the enemy.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
remember, she falls in love with Jake when he's in the Avatar body. Like she understands that he's a human, and she loves him loving her culture. and so they fall in love in that way. And
She
then,
loves it eventually. At first, she's just like, "You're a dumb baby."
Yeah.
But she learns to love him. Yeah.
He proves himself to her.
Yeah,
And she falls in love with him. And there's this beautiful moment where, like in most movies, it is the big strong boy coming to save the day. But like Thierry saves the day in the first one. She kills Courage.
But it's
Yeah.
also
She saves him. And then the
which
end
is
scene
goes back to
is
just to say
yeah.
it's another instance of James Cameron being like, oh, you know, women can also be action heroes, which he's
Yes.
been a pioneer for since Terminator.
Yes.
But
Correct.
and like he even follows through with that by creating a new villain that's a woman, and also giving Kiri basically the she
Power of God.
being the avatar of God herself,
Yeah.
and making the goddess being the
woman.
thing
Can
that
we talk
controls
about
everything.
how badass Neytiri is in this movie?
Well,
as
before we do that,
So
because
fucking good.
she is very badass in this, especially when she gets hurt.
Yeah.
And she can't use her bow and arrow anymore.
Like a true warrior.
Yeah.
But something I want to like go back about Neytiri's acceptance of like humanity, and so like you see the point where she will accept like Jake's humanity when it's in a certain form.
Exactly.
But in this movie,
When
I
he's a
love
wiggle.
how she accepts Spider for the person that he is,
Yes.
not in
It's a
spite of his humanity.
satisfying.
It is
arc.
satisfying.
because she acts it in a way
Yeah.
where it's like she's not gonna. It doesn't
Yeah.
seem like a foregone conclusion at all. I really thought I'm like Neytiri might kill this kid.
I did like how it goes into like your high Shakespeare moment of like Jake says to her, listen, because as I said earlier, one of the spiders thinks that he can't breathe the air because he's human. Then there's a point in the movie where Kiri does mushroom magic like infects this boy with spores and makes
Mycelium is the correct term.
Yes.
mushrooms into his central nervous system, and now he can suddenly breathe. And that's something that the human race would like to replicate. This is a problem for the Navi people
Yes.
because one of the
Colonization
things
super easy now.
exactly one of the things that keeps the humans from invading certain spaces is because they can't breathe the air.
If you get rid of the space malaria, what's gonna stop?
Exactly. So Spider being this avenue to access to the world of Pandora is a problem, and Jake is just like, listen, I love this kid.
Right.
This kid's one of the best.
Right.
Like, also, like Spider earlier in the movie is a better son than Loak
Loak in
is,
some ways,
because
yeah.
like you look at that scene
he's
where
like the youngest. He's obedient.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
not only that, but there's points
Well,
where
on
he's
on
proactive
the
in a very
airships.
beneficial, in a
Yeah.
beneficial way, because there's you meet the air tribe in this movie, which they have these
Awesome airship.
awesome
merchants,
air
yeah.
like air creatures, which
They're like jellyfish
Yeah.
that float,
air.
and
Yeah.
then they're guided by like
So cool.
Flying
Little-
whale. They'll call them
not,
flying
the
whales.
niggas that kill Steve Irwin.
stingrays.
Stingrays.
Yeah, they're like big pufferfish
Yeah.
air stingray things. Fucking James Cameron. So glad he did drugs.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if he didn't do drugs?
No, man.
Damon, you do know where that comes from, right?
I know, you told me. We've had this on the episode.
What?
Yeah.
James Cameron drew a picture of that in 1978.
Yeah.
Like floating jellyfish ships, and he just had that in his head
Yeah.
for 30 years, and he finally is like,
Yeah.
I kind of love him.
And but it was so sad in the
He's
movie.
a white that kind of does what I'm trying to say.
Drugs?
You know,
Do
no,
drugs?
not like meaning
Right.
like when a white whites, sometimes they just white to a degree where
when
you're
they, when
just
they
like,
pop,
this
they
is
pop,
cute.
they pop off. I think
Yeah.
They pop off.
The
They
whites
pop
pop
off.
off.
I'm like,
It's
James
usually when they do
Cameron,
drugs.
Avatar is James
you
is white people
popped
popping
the
off.
fuck off.
So when the flying
Yes.
jellyfish pufferfish thing like dies after the ship has burned down and it's going down into the fire, it's very sad. You've only met
Yeah.
this thing for like 2
I-
seconds, but
And
it's
you're
very
like,
very
Yeah.
I
sad.
hate that hit that they
But
killed
it
the
is-
jellyfish.
In the scene where they're being attacked by the fire tribe on that airship, like Loak is given very specific instructions.
He
Earlier,
does
comes
not
on.
follow.
yeah, because early in the movie
Protect
he's
your
just
sister.
like, "I can be with you, Dad," shooting and running, and he says, and Jake is just like, "Where your comms at, my boy?
Right.
Well, how can I talk to you?"
Right,
And he's
you
like,
don't
"Oh
have
shit,
your
I don't have it." Yeah, you don't have it with you. Go find it and keep it on you at all times. Of course, he
One job.
forgets it.
Right.
Right? It
Yeah.
burns up.
Right.
But then, who is the one that is shooting and stabbing
boy Spider.
fucking Navi that is 5 times his size?
boy
Fucking
Spider.
Spider's doing it, right?
Yeah.
So when Jake is like, "Listen, this boy gotta die,"
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, well, shit's gotten serious. And I love the scene of him
There's
taking
a
him out
component
into the
of like
forest.
Netaim is the good son.
Yes,
right? Follows
for
all the
sure.
rules.
Yeah.
everything that is say him
Capable.
do.
He's the eldest.
Yeah.
He's the eldest, right?
Yeah.
And
Looks
there's Loak, who's the middle child, who's kind of figuring himself out.
Yeah.
Kiri is just like Kiri stay in her room. And
She
put
on
her
some
book.
different shit though.
Yeah, Kiri like look pun bugs.
She's
and
a
it's like-
dreamer.
she's a dreamer,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And-
Neither
and-
Jake nor Neytiri really understand what's going on.
Right.
And even there's a point where the Earth scientists come and they try and explain it in science terms.
Right.
I love when Neytiri is just like, yeah, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
This is AWA shit.
AWA shit.
You don't
Yeah.
understand that.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there is like the subtle inclination of like Spider is like early Jake when Jake just got there, right? Like,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
a
yeah.
human component
Yeah.
of it. So then there leaves Loak in the middle, who's like wants to impress his father.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you don't really know their relationship prior to the war, which is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because as soon as the war starts, Jake goes into full Marine mode, like, this is my squad, everybody needs to follow my orders
Yeah.
until. So you don't really know the relationship. But you do see like hints of like Loak wants to be the goods. He wants to be as loved and respected in this environment as
Yeah.
Netayim.
Well,
But
he
he's-
even has in the
he's
first
too-
in
he's
in
too
in
gunshot.
the in the Way of the Water. There's that scene where he confronts Netaim about being the favored son,
Right.
and Netaim is like, "I've never treated you that way. I know
Right.
he has sometimes, but that's
Yeah.
that and his issues. But you and me, like, we're cool.
cool, yeah.
But like,
That's the reason I love this story with regards to Spider, and like as a continuation of Jake's story, and as a foil to Quaritch, for example, is like there's this optimism in James Cameron's storytelling about integration, but it's not just a kumbaya, everybody get together and we accept all, and the Navi people have to be like the sort of like dipshit dumbos who just like love everyone. They're not. They're strong.
like, we have rules if
and
you do not
discerning
follow these rules.
people. And what the allegory to me is like, there is of course opportunity for there to be real love and real integration, but it must be earned and it has to be proven. And
Yeah.
I think
And it cannot fuck up the
and
balance of
and
the world.
not only that, but you have to risk your life, right? Like, and I think that is what I really like about this, and I liked about One Battle After Another too. It shows you
I was wondering when
the
that movie was gonna come out.
revolutionary spirit, right?
Yeah.
Like what that means. It's like if you can't be a revolution and just tweet and like, you know, show love to the culture and like, you know, even just express love with your voice. You have to
Get on the ground
use your
sometimes,
body,
yeah.
you know what I mean, and make sure that you're in league with people. And so I really like that aspect of Spider. Like when at the end, what I really loved is when he oh my gosh, when he comes and acts like a human shield for Jake.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like I understand
Yeah.
my leverage here,
But what I
and I'm
found-
gonna use it
Yeah.
in the service of my people. I
You're
think
right.
all people who let's say
Have
maybe
privilege.
have, well, specifically white privilege,
Yes.
right, should really, like, it's the kind of this allegory for how to use it. It's like
Yeah.
you have a leverage,
Let the white people stand in front
Right.
of black protesters so the police don't
I mean
shoot
their
them.
leverage is somewhat diminished right now, as we're seeing
Right,
in
right,
the you know the large sweep of fascism.
Oh no, they just killed a white woman and
Yeah,
they just
man,
said, "Oh, let's
fully.
call her a
They're
terrorist."
like, yeah, fuck
It's
It's
her.
like, whoa! I
Right.
thought terrorists was for the brown people.
Bro,
You're
no.
calling white people terrorists now?
Uh-oh.
Like,
You let fascism
this
just
is a whole different game here. I thought like this
It's
white skin
almost as
protected
if
me.
fascism is a death cult.
Yeah.
Almost.
Maybe.
But there you go. And so I think it's so nice to have it at this point. It's like timely. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, and
And it's like when people complain about the Avatar series, I see them talk about how, oh, these are very overt messages
Mm-hmm.
that are beating you over the head. I'm just like, motherfucker, these are things
Thank you,
you
James.
assume
Yeah.
are being
People
learned
know.
by people.
Yeah.
There are people that need to hear this
this
shit
shit.
repeatedly
Yeah.
and beaten over the head with
Right.
because this shit exists today.
Right.
And
My-
also, fascism is really good at subverting irony.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're not subtle. Like by the time we've figured out our nuanced, subtle arguments, whatever, here
They're
on the,
taking over fascism.
they're fucking
Like,
marching down the road and
satire's not working, bro.
Satire's not working.
They're
Get rid
taking
of
satire
that.
as propaganda.
They
like,
need a strong allegory. Thank you,
Can't
James.
joke away Hitler, my guy.
Yeah,
yeah.
like we need to know what's the goodie,
like,
what's
look,
the baddie.
I would love to live in a world where we can just all kick back and be like, we know what this means, right? Like
Yeah,
we're
no, no,
interpreting this the right way. Nah, not
No,
in the
no,
age
no.
of the internet, bro.
no.
We need these messages to be fucking overt
Yeah.
so people get it.
Crystal
Clear
fucking clear.
and crisp.
Yeah.
Right.
They
Yeah.
need to know who is the bad guys, who is the good guys. We need
Yeah.
to draw those fucking lines in the sand
Yeah.
like today.
Yeah.
You can't use the story is too clear as like
Yeah.
No.
And especially not when
Beautiful.
one you're introducing stingray pufferfish who can like
Right.
transport ships in the air. You know,
Yeah.
you need to simplify some
Don't
shit.
kill the whales.
Yeah.
I know James Cameron, you have an issue with that, but like to be honest, it was right on the money for me. It's like
Yeah.
don't like suffer the children, suffer the animals. You know what I mean? Like it's a very
Yeah.
timely message, especially when we think of like,
Environmentalism.
oh my God, like we've just suffered as a third world country who has nothing to do with this.
No.
The full force of nature's rage in
Yeah.
Hurricane Melissa.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna get any easier.
No, it's not. It's
right?
not. It's gonna get every year
Ting
worse.
done gone bad already.
Right? Like
Right?
we had a Beryl and then we had a Melissa right
and we
after.
know we can't recover. Right?
You know, and like we were not even fully recovered from Beryl at the time. People think, oh, Beryl was last year, and oh, the crops grew back and this and that.
No,
Like,
man, we need a big stop sign.
the industry was just getting to a point of getting to where they were
We need to
pre-Beryl,
screech to a
and then
halt.
there was Melissa.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and yeah, like these are messages that bear repeating, especially
Yes.
in this day and age, because the people
Absolutely.
who are perpetrating the systems that are going to make things worse are relying on you taking for advantage that these messages have been heard already, and therefore you don't need to say it.
TLDR.
There's a whole new generation that's being raised on TikTok and short form content. If they are going out to see movies and this is the only movie they're seeing, goddamn right they should have some
Tick.
sort of environmental messages in it.
Yeah.
Sakela.
Okay,
Cocaine.
so
Oh, you guys
Sakela.
don't do the monster voice?
Oh, is that from the House Bunny?
Yes.
Very good, very good reference.
Yes,
So Sakela, you have a point that you were adamant that you had to get on the podcast.
Yes. Just to piggyback off what you said, I think the bystander effect is another thing that comes in here.
Okay.
Where a bunch of people, like, because the message, they think the message has been heard before, somebody must be doing something about it. Why would I
Right.
need to do anything
Yeah,
about
right,
it?
right, right,
Absolutely.
You know,
yeah, for
so-
sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
it needs to be often repeated.
Yeah.
Actually, we can't take things for granted.
Yeah.
Especially when you think about people learning things at different times, like especially as you age, like you forget that there are some people who it's their first day on Earth.
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
also certain things
And what's
are getting
obvious to
misinterpreted
you,
with the new
right.
generation. So like Star Wars, for example, because Bam is wearing a Star Wars shirt. Very easily, like you see Americans loving Star Wars. I remember when Trump lost the election against Biden in 2020, 2020. And people were just like, oh, people are cheering in the streets. It's like it's like at the end of
Star Wars.
the Return of the Jedi,
Sure,
and
sure,
and all the people are cheering, and the
Ewoks.
Empire is dead, and the Empire, like, it's like, America, you are the Empire.
The-
That's you, homie.
Like,
guys.
you guys are the baddies
All right, that's
in
You
the
know what?
situation.
There's a story that I always think of with, do you know, obviously, you know, Bruce Springsteen
Yeah,
is
the
a
boss.
famous, right, like American protest musician
Yeah.
who was extremely anti-imperialist,
Right.
similar to Bob Dylan, whatever.
Yeah, and right wingers love him.
Well, exactly.
And they love that song.
His song, Born in the USA, right, is actually... it's
a harsh critique.
It's a harsh critique
Yep.
of being born in the USA.
Right.
But the
But they really
chorus
don't listen to the chorus.
is
Only-
born in the USA. And so they have co-opted this thing. And it's like the most, I think, the best possible, you know, crystallized version of how irony
Misinterpretation, yeah.
doesn't work and how fascism can co-opt anything. So you really have to be, when you're telling your stories or you're creating your cultural artifacts, really, like, there is a case to be made
Very, very
for
specific.
Yeah.
overt
Right.
messaging that is resistant.
It's also
to that.
it's also
Yeah.
like if I'm the main character, I can latch myself onto any other main character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
like you know like I said with the Star Wars thing, Americans think like, oh, we're the scrappy
We're the
little
rebels
thing, and it's
Yeah.
like
you haven't been the rebels since 1776.
yeah, when like literally the first one is George Lucas is like, oh, I'd like to make a movie about the
Vietnam.
Vietnamese,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, yeah.
destroying America,
Yeah.
but
Exactly.
in space,
In
And,
space.
right, yeah,
A
like
Space
yeah.
Odyssey. I was gonna say, I know Damien might love this, but are we technically, since it's Fire Nash,
Okay.
can we have a Payakan if there is a Payakan?
This is
So-
a great question. Great question.
So this was the thing.
Best segue
Great question.
ever.
This was the
Great
thing
question.
going in, and I do love this. This is the thing going into this movie, right? Because our guest, one more time for your name. I'm gonna write it down. so I don't-
Sakela.
Sakela. Oh,
Sakela
Watson.
has never been on the podcast. I don't know if she listens
No,
to the
she
podcast.
was on
Oh, we don't have
Jawbreaker.
Lexi.
No, but I
Oh,
wouldn't-
The
no.
episode that was recorded that you have not listened to.
Yeah.
Jawbreaker.
All right. Hold on. How do you spell it?
Not the notepad.
How do you spell it?
Sakaila.
K.
I don't know why I put a T in front.
I feel like if you
I.
did the monster voice, you would have gotten it.
Sakela.
There we go. There we
That was
go.
a belch, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
So you're not aware of? I don't know if Lexi did a Payakan on that.
She
episode.
did.
She did.
She
Okay.
did.
Yeah.
Did she
We went
explain it?
around the.
I'm sure I should
Yes,
listen to
but
it.
please run it by me again.
So Payakan, as the favorite character from the film Avatar: Way of the Water, which
Big
came
whale.
out in 2022, he is a big whale, also known as a tulkun. Right, tulkun is a species in the Avatar
Not a whale.
series, not a whale, as James Cameron says. In the film, he
Whale
is
adjacent.
he's whale adjacent.
Whale adjacent.
He identifies as a tulkun, but he a whale. He essentially has an Inigo Montoya like backstory where he has a vendetta against the human race, the pink skins as Neytiri calls
Yes,
them,
yes.
and he in the movie decides he's going to take action when the humans attack. They've already killed the Tulkun at this point in the movie. And he delivers one of the most badass scenes in cinema to the point where when we rewatched Avatar: The Way of the Water, I had to leave like an hour before.
Right.
But I held on
Because you had
To
to.
just
so
see
I
it.
could rewatch the Payakan scene again.
Yes.
This whale dives to the bottom of the ocean,
Yeah.
builds up some momentum, goes all the way up, busts a
Slams.
free willy on top of the ship.
Yeah.
Body slams.
Point where he's goading another ship to shoot a missile against him so that when the missile fires, he can slam down
his arm off him,
his
yeah.
jaws
Yeah.
for his armor to deflect the rocket
Yeah.
all the way back up.
Right.
Amazing scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, the great takeaway of the movie. What struck me was it was the first time Rosina had seen it, but she'd heard about the legend of Payakan.
Yeah.
I want to know right now, Rosina, on
Oh,
the
what do you
mic,
think of that scene, Rosie?
did that scene live up to the Payakan name as we
It
have developed it?
so did.
Right.
Like he Payakan so hard.
Payakan
He
so
deserves
hard.
to be
He
immortalized.
Payakaned all over their
in
faces.
in podcasts everywhere.
Yeah.
Like Payakan is the you know what? It's crazy because whales right now are having a moment.
Yeah.
They're having
They be
a
fucking some yachts up.
revolutionary
They be fucking some
moment
yachts up.
with the yachts.
To the point where Payakan in the movie is missing a fin, and then also in the film The Way
I'm
of
a
the Water,
motherfucking whale. I'll kill you anyway.
he severs the arm of the main
pirate
whale
whale, yes.
in The Way of the
he
Water.
gets his lick back.
Now the question
in a
going into
major
this
way.
movie is, who could out Payakan?
Can
I
Payakan.
want to talk about this.
Right.
I want
Yes.
to talk about this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
This is very controversial.
Very controversial.
Steven, I know you have a take, but let me just get this on the floor right now.
Steven's vibrating with his
okay.
take. He's rocking back and
Incredible.
forth.
Let's get to
No.
the Payakan.
Avatar 3, Fire and Ash,
Yep.
The Trial of Payakan.
Sure.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
This is upsetting to me
Uh-huh.
because by virtue of the film, he's
He's a main character.
not that he's the main character.
He's in the ensemble.
He's in the ensemble certainly,
Yeah.
and he's crucial.
He's more
But
prominent than in this movie than
Than
in Way of the Water.
yeah,
Does
but
he qualify?
That's the thing.
That's a thing.
He's very mean right
This
now.
conversation has been 3 years coming.
Yes, it's very. It's all.
We've
it's
always-
all been leading to
we've
this.
This has all
always
been
known-
about
Right.
Avatar.
We've always known that Payakan
Would return.
would return.
Yes.
And because I remember the day that the Avatar Fire and Ash trailer launched and
Right.
Payakan was in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Ecstatic
Yeah.
we were.
We were like, there's
and
our
we,
boy.
And we knew
Our nation's greatest movie star.
we
There he
knew
is.
that potentially because of
CGI
Payakan's minor role
Right.
in The Way of the Water,
What would it?
he may have elevated to the point where he could not be
qualified
admissible
as Payakan.
as a Payakan
Now,
in
here's
Avatar
my
Fire
here's
and
my
Ash.
hot take.
Yeah.
Fair.
The movie literally shackles him to this whale council.
Yeah, he does.
He kind of has to just be
He's kind of just there.
the sort of good person on trial, and like I cannot do anything.
Do you know what it is?
My mother is right there. She cuts me if we do anything.
he
right?
did some cool shit in like his
Right,
teen years,
right.
and
And
now
then
he's
sent
got
to
a
timeout.
political career,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he has to be
Literally.
all
He has to grow up.
he has to grow up a bit,
Right.
you know.
So like
He has to think of the tribe.
He
Yeah.
does not stunt on these hoes.
No.
In a
There
manner
is
that he
specifically a
does.
point
Right.
where Payakan, after introducing the most fucked up Tulkun
Yes.
that actually is still living,
right.
the Tulkun Council decides we're gonna
Whale
think
court.
about this, and then later on they come and they do a big Payakan against everybody.
sure.
Yeah.
There's a point in that where the matriarch of the Tulkun says, "Payakan, I will lead,"
Yes.
and Payakan says,
Yes, matriarch.
"Yes, matriarch,"
Yes.
and he subsides himself.
Right.
Now, if he had not done that,
All right.
I think for certain
He's a
he would
Payakan.
reclaim his
of
Payakan
course.
status.
But the
Of
thing
course.
is, he's already created the Payakan.
He's
status.
already
He's
created.
already-
Like
he's
we're
already-
still talking about the Payakan.
3 years later.
He is the
he's
icon.
made, he's
Yeah.
made
Yeah.
the Hall of Fame board.
For sure.
Yeah.
And no, he can sit on the council.
Yes,
he's
on the laurels.
and I respect that.
Yeah.
Retire while you're on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Now, humbly,
I think I know.
I think
We have the same Payakan.
Yeah.
humbly,
Yeah.
Who's the Payakan?
motherfucking Varang.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, she's the Payakan.
Really,
For sure.
Yeah.
really taken over this year.
She's a
Yeah.
fucking
Incredibly.
Payakan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredibly year for her.
Memes, fucking like the message behind the creation
Yes.
of that character.
She's so scary.
She's the talking point of everything.
Yes.
Now I will suggest.
At least $300 million in box office is
Yeah.
because somebody's like, yo, I'm going for that girl.
I would
Yeah.
suggest
Yes.
that Varang, I think, too central. I don't think she can count.
Oh no.
I don't think she
Come
should
on.
She's my main talking about. Damien,
I love
if,
when
you,
a
if
villain
you've
is-
noticed, I have 0 notes
Sure.
here.
Yeah,
I am all in on just Varang.
as a
Full
character.
stop.
Yeah. Now, can I let me kick off the Payakan choices. There's a character in this movie that I think you wouldn't be able to watch this movie without going fuck yeah at their
Flight to the
particular
Conchords
scene.
guy?
Oh,
Flight
so
to the Concord
I think we-
member
Oh,
Jermaine
okay.
Clement playing Dr. Ian Garvin.
No,
Yeah.
that was my initial pack.
Right?
Changed.
Yes.
There's a scene earlier in the movie where he is spouting protest against them attacking the Tulkuns.
Have you noted my protest?
Right? Have you noted and then Edie Falco,
Right.
Yes.
Carmela Soprano herself,
Carmela.
Nurse Jackie
Evil Nurse
herself,
Jackie.
evil Nurse Jackie in her military garb,
Yeah.
says your protest has been noted. And Dr. Ian Garvin, who has been subsided and put aside since the second movie, right? He takes that in stride. He's like, okay, I'm not gonna say anything else. There's also a point earlier in this movie. He's talking about some algae which he discovered, and nobody's listening to him.
Sure.
Right? He's a marine biologist. In this movie, he goes to visit Jake Sully after they've arrested him. He takes some pictures. He's doing recon. We don't even know what he's doing at this point. We're thinking he's Dr. Ian Garvin. He's a marine biologist. What the fuck is he gonna do? He commandeers
A tractor.
a space tractor, which
Space
is
truck.
So Jake Sully
like I don't know.
Space
saves the
bulldozer.
fucking
The size
day.
of 20 Payakans. And he collapses Jake Sully's prison.
Yes, yes.
As he's doing this, he says to himself, "Is my protest noted now, motherfuckers?"
Right.
I don't know if he says that or not.
He says
He
fuckers.
should.
He says
fuckers.
fuckers, right? It's
Yeah.
the F-bomb of the movie, I remember
Yeah.
that. And
does it
literally,
so well.
without that moment,
Yeah.
would Jake Sully have been able to do anything? I know
Nope.
I know Neytiri at this point is already
Siri,
flying in.
unfortunately, would have probably been shot.
She would have been shot the fuck down
Yeah,
yeah.
by a drone.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
we're being real.
he's a great Payakan
I
candidate.
think when I came out of this, I was like, unfortunately, my boy Payakan is not going to be the Payakan. Dr.
Yeah.
Ian Garvin, of all people,
Right.
who also is, in essence, like, has the spirit of Payakan because he is also the one on the whaling ships that's just like, we shouldn't be doing this.
Right.
Right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So that's my choice of Payakan, Dr. Ian Garvin.
I think that's a really
That's a
fair
good
choice.
Payakan.
Thank you very much.
Steven, what do you have?
I was gonna go with my girl, Tanuk.
Taluk?
Yes.
Tuk or Taluk?
Who you talking about?
Tanuk.
Who you talking about?
The fucked up.
Oh, Payakan's sister.
Payakan's girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
She's
Okay.
gonna be
Sister
my
reference,
Payakan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a good choice
And
as
it's
well.
a good shit because
Yeah.
she's like, yo,
They fucked me up,
look
fam.
what the fuck they did to me.
Yeah.
I've
I
had
can't
enough.
see.
I can't see.
You know, my arm's fucked up. Like you can see on my like without that protest of her in the court.
Everyone's
The-
been like, oh shit.
Yeah.
This shit is real.
Yeah.
So without her, Matriarch is like, fuck you, Payakan. We
Yeah.
gonna be little bitches back
I
here.
have a different Payakan.
And
to
then
everyone.
Rosina has a different Payakan.
Oh,
to
you have a
everyone.
different Payakan.
I
Okay.
do.
Please
I
take the
do,
floor.
I do. My Payakan is Awa.
Up top, everyone.
Up top.
Top, yep.
My Payakan.
So you like Awa's side eye?
The literal-
Awa.
Her literal
Like,
side eye.
I was waiting the whole movie to see that bitch. Like they
I will say the sight of Awa was just
was
like a
like
jaw-dropping thing.
magnificent.
I
and
was like, that was the moment I was like, I
Ooh.
wish I was in IMAX right now.
yeah.
Let me see the face of God in IMAX.
My
A
Payakan
bombastic
is
side eye?
bombastic side
Yeah.
eye. I will say that like I think that was where when that oh my god, I might even cry because
You
I've
can
had
cry.
all the rum.
can
Yes, you know. Did you know I read the other day that people
What's
who
that?
cry are smarter than everyone else?
They are. They've been. Yeah.
And I was like, genius level. But
Ooh, it me.
Einstein just dropped. But yeah, like the scene for me, the scene in the movie.
Sorry. Next time you're bawling, just say "woman in STEM" as you're bawling.
Woman in STEM, exactly. The scene in the movie for me was Kiri latching in with her kuru.
Yeah.
To the you know, and having like a full epileptic fit.
She
and,
logs
like,
into the Wi-Fi.
You know, she logs into the cloud,
motherboard.
Right,
the
to the cloud.
motherboard,
The
right?
cloud,
yeah.
The full cloud, and
Yeah.
then
Too much downloaded in.
She
Yeah.
short circuits literally, and then like the
It's
power.
like the parents say don't go on the internet. She's just
She's
like,
like,
fuck you.
fuck it, I'm
I'ma
dialing
do
up,
it."
bitch.
I'm logging on.
I'm logging right
Like,
on, and
if you
then,
go on the internet, it'll kill you. Like, fuck you. I'd rather die.
right? And then Spider, who has just grown a kuru,
Literally.
swims
Like,
down, and instead of disconnecting her, and this is true love,
Yeah.
he's like, fuck it.
ride or die, bitch.
Ride or die, bitch. I'm connecting right on top of you. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna help you.
And who's right behind them,
And
Rosina?
who's right behind them?
Fucking tuk-tuk.
Talking about, oh my god, I have goosebumps right
Yeah,
now.
mhm.
Sully's never quit.
Sally's never quit.
Right? And like, motherfucking Vin Diesel just exploded into my mind.
The
like,
family.
It's called family,
Yeah.
bitch. Right? Like, family.
Took who just right earlier in the movie before this. She's just like, don't leave me alone. She's like, nah, I'm gonna ride with y'all.
I'm gonna come down there, like, you know, it's like chosen family.
Yeah.
Actually, is the sub theme of this movie.
For sure.
And actually, when you choose your family and when you ride for people to the risk of your own life, that is when Mother Nature is the most proud of you. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. Oh my god. Yeah, and like they go and they're like, I'm gonna talk to God right now, right? And I'm gonna ask God for help. I'm gonna humble myself. I'm gonna like, and also like talking to God. Big deal, right? Like, it's not like a happy thing. It's not like a dude in the sky with a blowout.
It's
you
a
know what
do or
I mean?
die
It's like
situation.
a crazy
Yeah.
lightning bolt power. And they go and they find her and they ask her for help. And they nearly die in the process.
Yeah.
And it was just so beautiful to me.
It also is just like 3 movies worth of payoff to see just
see
a glimpse
Awa.
of
Right?
Awa. I would say like that was a moment. It was like, oh shit, like the tides
And
have
it
turned
makes
for this
you wish.
franchise.
It
Yeah.
makes you
It's-
wish that you could do that. That
Yeah.
you could
Oh, for
see,
sure, for sure.
You could commune with Mother Earth. And you could ask her for help. Because right now, there's a quote at the beginning of the final book of Harry Potter from a Greek tragedy, Aeschylus, I think it's called.
Okay.
And it says, sing to us, dark gods beneath the earth, bless the children, give them triumph now.
Yeah.
Right? And I thought of that when I saw it. It's like, bless the children, give them triumph now. I feel that way about the younger generation.
You're right though, because it is in that
Yeah.
scene the youngest of the characters.
The
that we
youngest
see
of them come
who
forward.
are- yeah.
And they
yeah.
become
I never
like
thought about that till right now, yeah.
revolutionaries, but not just revolutionaries. It's a last desperate attempt.
Right.
And
Literally tapping into God.
aid comes
Yeah.
from the gods.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
will
a
say
really
though,
beautiful moment.
I think James Cameron is just
Yeah.
he's fucking with us a little bit
Yeah.
because he introduces the very violent squid things
Yes.
as he called. I had what I looked up was squids Avatar Fire and Ash. What they're called is the Siong, right?
Siong.
Now
The cephalopods.
Avatar Way of the Water, we get introduced to Payakan and the Tulkun. There's a whole culture, right? With the Siong, we get like one scene
Right.
earlier in the movie.
Loak mentions was it the elders say these creatures judge?
Yeah. That's and we get that for like 2 seconds,
Right.
but then they become the Deus Ex Machina at
Right.
the end of this movie,
Yeah.
literally because God herself has sent them.
Yes.
So I think that's like James Cameron, just like y'all know what this is.
Right.
Y'all know that I'm gonna introduce something in the third act that is
Yes.
so violent, powered by God to save everybody. I've done it in Avatar. I did it in Avatar Way of the
And
Water.
I'ma do it again.
I'm gonna do it again. Y'all know what this is. I don't need to develop this so much, right? I can just show it to you in a
Yeah.
little bit, right?
Right.
So I think the Siang can be somebody's Payakan. I don't know if there's gonna be anybody's.
So
Right?
I can see
I'll,
that.
I'll take that
See
as my
that, sure.
second because they're fucking incredible
they're
to watch.
incredible creatures,
But
yeah.
can
Like
I
with their pincing mouths and they jump on the people's
Squid
ships and
tentacles.
There's also a
It's-
body horror element
Oh,
to
Yeah,
them,
for sure.
right?
Oh, for sure.
Where they overwhelm the colonizer
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they like
yeah.
literally like tentacle fuck them up.
Right.
I will say this, that's where I really, that was the point at which I really kind of thought to myself, oh, I rate James Cameron.
Yeah.
I really rate him. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because it's truly, he's, in terms of the genre of fantasy,
Mm-hmm.
what I really find so disappointing in directors and creatives and writers is when they get the chance to imagine the payoff, the climax,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
the justice.
Yeah.
They always pull back
Oh,
in
yeah.
the essence of reflecting the real world. I'm like, are you in fiction
Yeah,
or
we don't need
what?
that.
Okay,
Yeah.
We
I'm
don't
already
need
in
reality
there.
right now.
Just-
Thank
just-
you.
We really
Like,
don't.
I'm here for
Mother Nature
escapism.
is
but,
gonna come and
like,
save
Time
us.
for reality. I
Can
don't
we
think so.
do that? Can I
Yeah.
have a moment where Mother Nature, we go to the limits of our humanity
Yeah.
and we find nature
It's
and we
like-
ask her for something and she comes through for us? Thank you, James
We
Cameron.
did it. We did it
Thank
for the
you.
first one. We did it for the
Yeah.
second one. I'll do it for the third one.
Yeah.
I'll do it for the
But-
fourth
but
one.
it's
I'll do it
also-
for the fifth one.
it's also
Motherfucker, I'll do it for the sixth one if you do it.
The messages of all
Yeah.
these movies have been like utterly clear.
Yeah.
Kill your colonizers. Like he's not
No mercy.
subtle about it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like you can talk to them and they disagree and they inflict violence upon you.
Yeah.
It's
Fucking
not a
lick
kumbaya, my nigga.
No, no.
Fuck
The-
these
the-
niggas
the-
up.
the-
Like
Yeah.
the message of each of these
the young
movies-
when Kiri releases them in the end, the first thing that one does, it grabs onto the ship, pierces the glass,
Yep.
and we watch a man drown.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
watch a soldier just drown.
It face fucks
Yes.
a man ship,
Yes.
and then the man drowns.
Drowns, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a part in my mind I'm just thinking, oh, this might be a man with a family and he might have aspirations.
Oh,
I was
No,
like,
no matter. Why was
this-
he in that ship?
Yeah, like
You
in that
stand
crime,
your...
nigga.
take
Yeah.
0 prisoners in this
None,
motherfucker.
right? Like, fuck him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I also what I do like though is as much as the third act is Avatar Redux
Yes.
with more Tulkun and different
animals, yeah.
like animal shits. I fucking cannot tell you how many movies I would watch of Quaritch and Jake like
Humps.
fighting for a bit
Yeah, yeah.
and then
And then-
saying we'll pick this up next week.
Right, right.
Now before we go
Very
into
Dragon
that,
Ball Z, yeah.
before we go into that, because I
Yeah.
realize that we have concluded the Payakan segment,
Yes.
and Bam, I want to gift you with something,
Okay.
right? Now it is January 17.
Yes,
Christmas is 17 plus 6.
sure. Love
20,
month.
20
Love month,
23,
love month.
23 days ago.
Okay,
So
sure.
this is a very late gift.
On the 23rd day
But-
of Christmas.
But waiting I was
Uh-huh.
for our Avatar episode because I think there
Okay.
was no better way to
Okay.
provide you with this.
Oh,
Since we are in this segment,
Is that a motherfucking Payakan?
I think
wow,
Oh
this
my god!
wow.
would be the
Wow.
perfect time
Wow.
to present you
Oh my god!
with your very own
Oh, love is
Payakan
real,
Christmas
guys.
tree ornament. Now I have not taken this motherfucker out of the box. If you could please unbox it
Unbox
for
this.
all of us.
Christmas
Damien,
tree.
please record this on film.
I'm gonna
I hate
record it.
it.
Hold on,
Yes,
hold
can
on.
we get some video,
This
please?
needs to be archival footage.
So Bam,
Unbox.
you are
please.
now going to unbox
Yes.
your avatar. Oh, I just flipped the camera to myself. Hold on. I was trying to zoom in. Wait, hold up the box. Let me see.
Okay, Grandpa.
Your avatar, Payakan the Tulkun, which is what it says on the box. It's not just a regular Tulkun. This is Payakan.
Payakan
I
himself.
read the back for you?
You can read the back. Go ahead.
A keepsake is much more than an ornament. It's a little work of art, created by a real person with a real passion to tell a big story. From the people and things you love, to memories of the past, to the anticipation of something new. Your keepsake honors and celebrates everything that makes the holidays special. Joy, togetherness, family and friends. When you hang a keepsake, you're hanging the story of you. Happy hanging.
Happy
Oh,
hanging. So please,
I'm
if you
gonna
could,
cry.
unbox Payakan for the
bit
rest of
about
us.
it
Please, I need to
Yeah.
see
Real
this. I need to
person.
see this
Oh
on
my
Movie Man them
God.
Instagram.
Payakan in the keepsake flesh.
This is going directly on my Instagram. Don't
Thank
worry
you.
about it.
But we need to hold it for like archival reasons.
There you go. Look at that. Look at him.
Wow, Payakan.
He's in plastic. Hold on. I'm gonna take my mic out and stand for this.
Yes.
What do we got here?
We have
Oh
a
my
little
God!
baby
It's so much
Payakan.
bigger than I expected. That's what she
That's
said,
what she
right?
said.
Payakan hero.
Payakan.
Look at that.
Wow.
And he's missing his fin as well.
Aw.
There you go.
On the day we arrive in the planet.
Can I tell you? I thought it'd be much smaller than this. This is so much better than I
It's
expected.
so good.
Oh wait, so
So
the
beautiful.
ornament part that you hook on is at his mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that way you can always remember the scene where he ascends from the ocean
yes, that's
Oh,
true,
yeah.
because
as
the
he's
hanging
doing
like
that.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Christmas has passed.
Right.
The tree is down.
Yeah.
I think we should hang this in the studio.
I was thinking
Yes.
as I came here today, I'm
Yes.
like, we should probably hang this in the studio.
We need to set
Yeah.
up our film
This is
set,
amazing.
and that's gonna be like front and
This is gonna be the
center.
centerpiece. But
I think
there
Payakan
you go.
needs to
Just
go
rest
right
him
next
there
to
for
the
right
mixer.
now. Oh, look at him like that. Oh, that's so good.
Look at him.
There you
Well,
go.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
have like
I'ma
a
come
wooden
over and-
mount made for Payakan.
My little bestie. Look at him.
All right, so I assume that was a well received gift.
Thank you very much.
There
that's,
you go.
That's quite lovely.
Yeah, I listen.
Awesome.
I want to confess something.
Okay, what's up?
So about
Is
two.
someone getting the best of you, Damien?
No.
Okay.
Can I tell you something?
What's up?
As I said, I want to confess that was exactly
song?
the song that came to
Me
my
and you,
mind.
bro.
What?
When
Bam is
I-
imprinting on your brain.
I what's scary is this has been going on since I first met Bam.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I think in a
It's the
previous
power of friendship.
in the
Yeah.
previous life, I think Bam and I were just like old factory workers
Sure.
that just went to movies all the
Sure,
time.
sure.
No,
What a
what
beautiful
I want to
idea.
confess is
What's up?
like 2.5 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
maybe longer than that. There was this like 10 by 15 inch metal poster on Amazon of Payakan.
Okay.
And at the time, I wasn't making all that much. I couldn't just spend that. It wasn't even that expensive.
All right.
And I said to myself, when I can, I'll just get this.
Right.
And as soon as I could, unavailable.
Mm.
And it's just been unavailable ever since.
That's
I wanna
happened with the
tell you
Lego
something.
Payakan as well.
The same thing.
Right.
I have checked Amazon on a repeated occasion
Sure,
just
sure,
to
sure.
see if this thing is available again. So when I saw this, I was just like, I don't care.
That's
I
my
don't
boy.
care. I don't care how much I have in the
That's my
account.
boy.
I don't care what's going on. I don't care what bills I have to pay.
Right.
I'm buying this
I
right
gotta get my
fucking
sweet
now.
little baby Payakan.
Because we have needed
Right.
some Payakan
Some
representation
representation,
in
yeah.
this studio
Right.
for the longest time.
He needs to be immortalized.
And here what I'm gonna pose.
What's up?
Christmas this year,
Yeah.
we're gonna have a Movie Man them tree.
Oh
And
my
we're gonna put
God.
Payakan there.
I'm
If we can organize to put Payakan at the top of the tree, I would
For
love
sure,
that.
For sure.
But we're gonna have a
Well, he's our biggest movie star.
we're gonna have a little Movie Man them tree
Okay.
right there. I'm gonna have all our
Was
movie
this
ornaments on
entire
it.
podcast kind of weirdly about Avatar? Like the whole series of movie
It's-
man.
it's-
No,
Like in a way, like
he,
meaning.
he is our flagship character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
podcast.
yeah.
I think it's
Rosina,
something-
Pod.
Pod,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Podcast.
He
right?
is
It's always
up.
there.
Yeah.
James Cameron, your influence will never go unnoticed.
Never be forgotten.
Yeah, will never be forgotten.
I want to also mention. Okay, so on James Cameron, right? There's a fun fact about him that I was gonna say earlier in the episode, and now that his name has come up, I was gonna try and mention it again, but for some reason I can't remember it. So I'm trying to talking until I can remember what
You
it
know, sort of
was.
Sakela.
But I've remembered it now. So, did you know?
What's up?
He revealed this on a podcast recently. He was struggling with the script for one of the avatars.
Okay.
And he was struggling with how to approach exposition.
Right.
He then was reading the magazine for the Writers Guild.
Mm-hmm.
And in it, they contained a guide for how to approach exposition in your scripts. That guide
Had one of his
is based on Terminator 2, how to approach
His own movie.
So his own teacher is himself.
Yeah.
And I think
Damn.
never has a person been so about
Right.
the game than
Yeah.
James Cameron.
Right.
Yeah. So
He's
I'm-
a real one.
I'm trying to think of other things that I want to mention. Oh, I was talking about Quaritch and Jake, right?
Right.
I
Spiders 2 dads.
Spiders 2, that's for sure. I love the scene early on where, because the moment in this movie where Quaritch is, you know what's happening to Steven right now?
What's up?
The rum has worked through his system.
Yeah, so that's the
He is just a
the little
pissing
pee-pee?
machine. Yeah. He doesn't know how to handle it right now. And he's only had one glass of rum.
Can't
But
break the
Annabelle-
seal.
Annabelle,
Can't
to
break
be
the
fair.
seal.
And a bear as well. No, that's the thing. You can't break the seal. Brittany taught me
do it?
that. Yeah, you break the seal, you're going to be pissing all night.
All night.
Yeah. So he's gone back for his second bathroom trip
Sure.
in 15 minutes.
Right.
And
That's his way of water.
there's also the fact that Steven is a 40-year-old man.
That's true.
And
Wait, please let Steven come back and defend himself.
yeah. No. What we're gonna do right now is we're gonna talk shit about Steven until he gets back.
On the episode, you'll hear us talking.
He will hear it if he
Okay.
listens to the episode.
Okay,
Now
sure,
the funny thing is,
Right.
this is like 60 minutes into the episode.
Right.
So I don't think he's gonna get it until he actually like listens deep into the
Right,
episode.
right.
But yeah, as a 40-year-old,
Right.
you need to know. You need
Right.
first of all, you need to know the break the seal rule,
Sure.
and you also need to know if you're gonna consume a certain amount of alcohol. Don't be in a very fucking AC
AC room,
room.
that's
No,
true.
Right?
It's like a work
You-
treat,
you-
quick.
And because like I don't know, do you think he's had a prostate exam or not?
Oh wow. I mean,
my
he's
God,
at
we're
the
really
age. It's
going
time
there.
for it. It's
He's
time
at
for
the
it.
age,
Yeah,
right?
time for
Like
it,
what do they say? 35 is a minimum.
35.
I will say though, at 40 though, I think you're allowed to just do whatever the fuck you want.
That's
is that
true.
how it works?
So like,
That's
if you,
true.
I think upon maybe the break the seal doesn't only
Yeah.
applies up until you're 40. And
I
then
mean-
after
I mean
40,
that
it's like-
70 is reaching us a lot earlier these days, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
Like
Yeah.
a bunch of young people are dying. So
But I would
don't
say,
know.
like, as Steven fucks
But
around,
great
he
to
will
see why
also
you
find
can.
out.
Right.
Why you
yeah.
still
Turn up
can?
till you turn off. I always.
Yeah.
But
But
like,
wait, back. I would like to talk about. You know, I'm not.
if this is not about Steven, I'm not gonna allow it.
Oh my
okay,
God.
Yeah.
never mind then.
Because he's back
Harry's
now.
Harry.
Okay,
Okay,
stop
we
talking
can
about
we
Steven.
can
Can I
talk about something
James
else.
Cameron?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about
Then
James
Steven's
Cameron.
back.
We talked about you so much. Go listen
Yeah.
back to
we
the
were just
episode.
shit talking you until
Yeah.
you came back.
Yeah.
You have to listen to the episode to find out what we said.
Yeah.
It's,
You know, like
it's an
movies-
Easter egg just for you because you're
Movies
like
and
our
cold
one.
things make me need to pee.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay, so I was right.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Rosina, you were saying.
I
Yeah.
didn't. I don't think. I think James Cameron is a little bit like a kind of an unknown quantity for me because like I grew up in the age of the Titanic, right?
Yes.
Celine Dion. For the international guests who don't know, Celine Dion is Jamaican.
yes.
And is,
and
One of
You
our
know
finest.
this,
One of our
right?
finest.
One of our
services,
finest.
I'd say.
Auntie
Absolutely.
Celine, as we
She's
call her.
everybody's
Celine.
auntie.
And like my heart will go on may just like be the soundtrack to my preteen career.
Yeah.
What would Stone Love even be if not for
I
Celine
didn't
Dion?
really like. I didn't know who was behind Titanic. I just grew up on Titanic. I didn't, you know what I mean? And to connect the dots between Titanic and Avatar is like really hard to do intellectually, but like if you take a step back, it really makes sense how they're connected. He tells these like really grand epic stories. This might be like my final closing thoughts really on Avatar, but like I will be really sad, when we don't have this caliber of storyteller.
Yes.
Because it really takes some fucking cojones, some balls to tell a story, to tell stories this big, right? Like I really do stand by my statement of him being like the Gaudi of filmmaking because when I went to the oh God, what is it called? The big cathedral in Spain.
The
What's
one
it called?
in Barcelona.
In Barcelona that's still being built.
Oh gosh, I can't. But I know which
Oh
one
my
you're
God.
talking.
The sun. Anyway, I went. I didn't know what to expect. I went there, and I promptly, upon entering the thing, because on the outside it's like extremely ornate. It's completely over the top, like classic Gaudi style. And when you go inside, it's the total opposite. It's a forest. It's a stained glassed forest.
like actual plants.
No, it's glass.
Oh,
And
it's just glass.
It's
Like
basically
plants.
it's built on the inside.
Do you have
Architecturally, no. You have to go there.
I'm trying to-
Architecturally, it's built with these huge pillars holding up this massive, unbelievable structure on the outside. And when the pillars go in, he's mimicked the architecture of a forest. So they all kind of go up and branch.
Also, it has this.
And so there's stained glass, and you feel like you're in a dappled forest. So the external part of it, right, is this like crazy, like whiz-bangery, like everything's going on. All of the biblical stories are replicated on the outside, and it's so huge, and it will never be finished, and da da da. And you go in, and it's the opposite. It's like calm forest. It's like nature. It's an homage to nature. As a true temple. And I came inside there and I like cried my eyes out. Like, when you encounter art on a certain scale
Yep.
and you're like, oh
Vision,
my
vision,
fucking God.
You're
What
just in
are
awe.
human
You're just
beings
in awe.
capable of?
You are
like
just in awe.
channeling God mind. You know what I mean? And far be it from me to congratulate a white man, right? But like when they pop off,
The literal definition of features.
they really pop the fuck off. And you know what? There's a whole museum underneath as well that shows you how it started. It was like contracted to be a cathedral by like some random architect, and he was like, nope, I have an idea. And that idea is still being built to this day. And it just, that's, I think there's something to be said about scale. Like I compare the two, and to go back to James Cameron, really feel like, it's this commercial pop art movie that's like a screensaver.
It's the same thing.
But
I
it's
often
so
feel-
grand.
it's the
And
same
that's
thing-
great.
Yeah, it's something I often feel when I go to like the Museum of Modern Art.
MoMA, my
where,
favorite.
where like you'll just go into like these sections and like you'll just see somebody's vision of how they like created this world that you can step in. Like there was this art piece I saw, and it was just mirrors and lights. You step into a room, and the way the lights like hit you, reflected back to the mirror, and like every step you took just created this
Artist,
new
man.
like fantasy of how you're viewing yourself in the mirror. And I was just there like,
Oh my god.
like,
Oh my God.
I was just like shocked by how beautiful it looked. I like stood like you stand in a room and you can scan the room and you'll see yourself.
Do we think that's what life is all about?
In different.
Do we think that we're here to experience art and like actually not just things that artists create, but also what Awa has created for us, like this life, this miracle,
our
being
greatest
alive.
contribution to Earth is our expression, or express.
We're co-creating.
Like we take in what life has given us and our expression back to it.
Fucking
And
awesome.
that is our greatest contribution, for better or worse, to Earth.
And I feel like
Fascists, if you're listening,
Yeah. Go ahead.
give it up.
No, go ahead.
Put down the guns. Let's go see Gaudi in
Yes,
Spain.
yeah.
Like let's go outside. Let's touch some grass.
Let's take a mushroom and lay down the redwood.
gonna be
trees,
okay.
my guy.
No, literally, it really is that simple. Like you
really
just
is that simple.
Cultivate community.
Yes.
See art, feel art, be a part of art.
Create.
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 And I'm not. This is not my as a artist, like actual artist. This is not just me trying
No.
to sell everybody on the concept of everyone should be an artist, but literally,
Oh, you
in
don't
your
have
own way,
to.
You have
be.
to.
Yeah.
I'm a scientist by
A part
trade,
of
and
it.
I think like art is probably, as a species, our greatest
Contribution?
contribution and what we should strive for. That's what we should do. I mean, I kind of see science as art because
Yes.
we're
It is
creating
art,
new knowledge.
Absolutely.
Everything is art
And
if you're crazy enough.
I'm not really, I'm not really like the person to say, okay, yeah, art is not important. Art is so important.
Yeah.
And it is
Because
literally the thing that will
it
survive
explains
us.
things that we can't, in the science field, cannot
It
explain.
doesn't tell you how we live. It tells you why.
why.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
we live.
It's
right?
a thing that will survive us, and even if we're looking at like the initial forms of communication, it happens as what we would think of as art. You're looking at people drawing, like people
Handprints.
doing 69 on the
Handprints
wall,
and caves,
like
yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
like
Right.
the earliest forms of communication. Oh, this is what we used to do. Starts out as art,
And
you
we're
know?
still doing that
Storytelling.
Yeah.
at different levels and at different stages. And I think like it's so nice to be able to encounter it in all these different ways. Like you could go and sit in a movie theater, and what a wonderful way to spend an afternoon. You leave so enriched, and we have like all these conversations, and we connect with each other over it. You know what I mean? It's so. It's really like gives you a lot of cause for optimism.
And it makes you wonder why anybody funds a war. Do you know how expensive
Like,
a
girl,
war is?
and it's so much
Let's just
work.
talk about it for a second.
What's up, my
60
resources?
seconds. You need food.
Yeah.
You need
Labor.
hydration of all kinds, because
Right.
you're not just drinking water.
Weapons.
You need to make sure that people have clothes, because them obviously not going to wear the same uniform
It's
the whole
not even
time.
fun.
Baddies need shoes. We're
I
talking
call,
about
I call war the
matching
worst.
fits.
I call war the worst play ever produced.
Horrible.
It's
It's
like-
so
it's
expensive
so
and
much
the payoff
production,
is
and you're doing a
horrible.
terrible thing.
If we're
with it.
gonna
Nobody
bring it,
likes
if we're
it.
going to bring it back to Avatar,
Yes.
like the humans in Avatar, they only see the use of Pandora for
Resources.
and
The American government.
but only in the
Yes.
resources that they deem as valuable.
Right. They're destroying everything else to
They're
get to the one
destroying
thing
everything else,
To get to the one thing.
and
I'm missing the point.
they're
Yeah.
missing the point. That
Like when they goes into the Tulkun and they take out his like actual soul.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like
literal brain fluid. Yeah.
I mean, you could also just like maybe like talk to the Tulkun.
Ask
Yes.
questions,
Ask
communicate.
questions.
Maybe sing a
Oh
song
my
with them.
God.
Do you have to like extract their soul and like
Learn.
commercial? Like, oh my god!
Like, think
bro.
about how long these people have lived, and I haven't seen part 2, so
Yeah.
I correct me wherever I fall off. But like, think about how many generations of these people exist,
Yeah.
and how they pass on information, how they communicate with their God. It's literally preserving, communicating, passing.
Right.
Tradition is so important. You're just going to kill the people and for something smart.
Yeah.
Come
So,
on.
as you'll watch, they're not like Bakabush people in any way, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have had a long history on that planet. It's just that they've gotten to a point where they've previously had their wars, they previously had their thing, and they've just learned that like the actual best
Everything
way
can
to live
coexist.
is just within
good.
nature itself.
Yeah, I
Like, do
love
not
that
try
about
to
part one,
imbalance.
by the way.
So-
It was just like, I get that death is important, but
I'm jumping
can't
back
coexist.
into this conversation, but I
We
want
didn't
to.
shit talk you, by the way.
We didn't.
It's my fucking
We missed our
podcast, bitch. I'll edit it out if they did.
Ooh.
Anyway, I want to bring up a post that Steven and I were discussing at the height of the conversation about this movie online, where it's been suggested that Awa is not the benevolent goddess that she's made out to be, but
No,
in
she's a
fact,
Bad bitch.
an infection that is essentially infecting the minds of the populace of Pandora
Okay.
to preserve its own existence.
Okay.
And that
It's a big spore.
she's a big spore. She's a
Okay.
big because as we see in the movie, it is a mycelium that
Yeah.
gets inside of Spider.
Right.
Mario
And-
Brothers.
Spore
the
is
movie
God,
did it
baby.
first.
Poor guy, baby.
What did it first?
Mario Brothers the movie.
Mario Brothers movie did it first. Yeah. And like there's she's essentially one
Log me
giant.
into that mycelium network.
She's
bitch, right
one
fucking now.
one giant mushroom that
I'm
has this.
on shrooms,
Hell
bro.
yeah.
This mushroom network that has infected the entire.
If I want to talk to God, I take some mushrooms.
Floor. I
I
mean,
don't like the word
Yeah.
infected.
okay,
Yeah.
that's
That's
but-
a negative
That's very
comment.
capitalist
okay.
of you.
Okay, she has.
Benevolent bacteria. Then.
Yeah, but like she's essentially she has
Integrated herself.
integrated herself in all of the flora and fauna of
Yes, yes.
Pandora,
Yes, yes.
and therefore would like to spread that to the human race.
Right.
And that is essentially what's going to happen. Is that Jake and company are going now.
Bring
I'm
Awa
good
to
with
Earth.
that. though.
If you think well, you are good with it because you're
good with
seeing
that.
it from the perspective of the Pandorans. If this is a
mean,
typical
like,
Hollywood movie
not
where
really.
Jake is like your main character,
Yeah.
the ending of Avatar is dark.
Right.
Where it's just he has been taken over by the invasion and just saying one of us. It's invasion of the body snatchers.
Right.
And
All right,
they win.
To
So what?
contrast that with my favorite TV show right now,
Pluribus.
Pluribus,
Yeah.
It always come to
where spoilers, a virus takes over the humans and creates
Makes them homogenous.
makes them into one hive mind.
Yeah.
But Awa doesn't do that.
Doesn't she though?
No, she doesn't because everyone
They're
really
individual.
does.
Now everyone
have
just
their-
fucks with Awa different, bro. That's
Right.
all.
Yeah.
Right.
But you see, where like that post when I first sent it to you, I was like, yeah. But then I had a sit with it, and I was like, but if she really wanted to do that,
You're so British sometimes.
everyone would have.
You had a sit with it.
Yes, I
Yeah.
had a sit with it.
Yeah.
Drank
Did you
some
have
tea.
do you have a spot of tea as you sat with it?
No, I only drink
Love that
coffee.
for you.
But yeah, no. So Awa is kind of
Stephen
Teaching-
busted out laughing in 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, when Dr. What's his name? Kelson talked about being NHS.
NHS.
Was that it? Was that
Yeah,
a joke?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's
a free
free.
healthcare.
Yeah.
free healthcare.
It's free healthcare. It was like, Stephen, I'm just so glad to be watching this with a Briton. A Brit.
so I can give you
Someone with a British
context.
Yeah.
connection. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yes.
before the movie, he was like, y'all know who Jimmy Savile is, right? Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
Savile.
Savile, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's dead, but I wish he had died in a more painful way. Anyways,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
so yeah, no, because AWA doesn't like take over your mind. It's more AWA is trying to show you, hey, togetherness and collectiveness and understanding each other is
There's
a way.
some enlightenment.
And maybe
Do with
that's
it what
what
you will.
that's what
There is,
humans
yeah.
humans are too
Maybe that's the
individualistic.
viral
Or
movement we
is it
need.
just that A was really fucking good at it?
Or maybe I don't
Maybe
know.
she's just good at making you think it's your idea.
So you're saying she's
I
not as good as a hive mind.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna press back. I don't think it's that like Awa is okay. The difference between Earth and Pandora is the Navi can literally directly communicate with God. It's very obvious. They have grown, they have evolved in a way where they can literally plug into a plant and see its point of view.
For
right?
sure.
Which is why they respect animals.
Yeah.
Way different than we'll ever respect them. Right? And because they can like God makes her presence more apparent to them. There's not a lot of arguing about what's going on. Like most tribes in the world seem to know, well, Awa's cool, we fuck with Awa different. She provides for us. We've seen like in their history bad shit has clearly happened.
And she challenges us.
And they've all just personally agreed we're like the best way to live is to commune in nature and we can all be happy, right? And then there's of course the fire tribe to cut back on that where they're just like not all of us fucking Awa and
We
that's,
don't
that's
fuck with
fine
Awa,
and that's
yeah.
fine, that's cool.
Yeah.
Everyone is different. But I think if let's say every human on Earth had a lovely mushroom trip.
Mm-hmm.
At
That's
the
what
same
I
time,
would
I
do
think
if
we
I
would
was
all
president.
come out of it being like,
Oh.
yeah, we are all literally connected.
Well, I
to
think
Earth.
that's
And
you
then
know. Wait,
maybe
wait.
not-
we are all one biome.
Hold on though. We like I want to just like rep for humanity for a second because this whole little
Very
blip of
uncharacteristic of it.
capitalism is very short in our history of existence.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
we need to just. I think that's a really optimistic thing to hold on to and remember is that,
There is
that
a
this
time
is
when we work
this is like
together.
a really fucking short and brutal period of
Yeah.
our existence.
most of our
right?
existence
Most
been
of
in
our
commune with
existence
nature.
in the Holocene has been like it cannot really be improved upon, right?
Yeah.
Like we figured out, you know, we when Bam and I went to this movie to Avatar, we ended up talking about one of my favorite parables, and I was like, this is very much a similar version of it, which is like, you know, a billionaire white guy comes to Jamaica, let's say, and he meets a fisherman. And he goes to this fisherman's stall, and the fisherman cooks him a fish, and it's wicked, life-changing fish. We've all been there, been to Hellshow.
Yeah.
And he says to the fisherman, Russ, like, oh my God, this is so good. You know what you should do? You should start a shop. You should start like a business about this, and you should build on this, right? And the fisherman says, really? Okay, why would I do that? He's like, well, if you build a big enough business, he's like, you can retire, and you can. And the fisherman looks at him. He's like, I can do what I'm doing right now.
I
Right?
already love what
I
you
don't
do.
actually even need to do that whole hero's journey.
Right.
Because I'll just end up exactly where I am. And I think we're moving through a bit of that right now. This is what I hold on to, my little delusion of
Optimism.
hope. Because I'm like, I think we're going through a moment where we're in a hero struggle. We've strayed very far from God's light. We're living against the planet. But we are in the find out era.
Right.
Of the fuck around era,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Where we are about to find out that actually, hold on a second, we're not bigger than this, right? And that humility is going to come at a great cost, and it's going to be, I think, extra powerful for the next era of living in tune with this planet, because this planet is going to be fine. We are not going to be fine.
Yeah.
Right?
Those that survive will have nothing
Right.
to commune with except nature.
Right.
They won't be distracted by screens or a network
and also,
of- yeah.
she's not. You like put it in perspective.
Yeah.
Awa, as the Navi call it, or you know, Mother Nature as we do. Like we are not just our own little amazing miraculous planet. We're being pulled along.
Yeah.
Right, in the dragnet of the sun at miles an hour. Right.
And matter, we can't even.
We can't even fucking figure that out, and we never will.
What is gravity
right?
even?
Right? Like we are living on this cool, miraculous little thing, and I think we're gonna probably at some point just get right back to it. You know, if I want to talk to God, I do. I take a mushroom and I go outside. You know, and a lot of people do that. And if I was a president of the world,
Yeah.
the first thing I would do is send out a beautiful little mailer of mushrooms to every household.
Yeah.
With a beautiful pamphlet of like what to do, you know, and a little helpline and like, you know, whatever it might be, and
Right.
just be like, you know, and I think I
If
could
you'd
get
like a
elected
Sherpa,
on this
please
platform, right?
That's your one platform.
That's
is
my
that
one platform.
Everybody gets mushrooms.
Everybody gets a mushroom.
Yeah.
Everybody gets to talk to God. You have
Yeah.
your little moment,
Yeah.
and then afterwards we see.
Yeah.
You know, we see which way we want to head in.
I have 2 points to bring up.
We can do our own kuru. We can commune.
So first point is there's a Silver Surfer comic in which the Silver Surfer, based on his frequent association with Galactus, because he's no longer connected to Galactus, he's dying, right? And Silver Surfer, is, if you don't know from the comics, he's kind of like this immortal being, super powerful, whatever. And he basically, the comic is, I think it's called Silver Surfer Requiem, and it's basically like his last week of existence, and he's trying to figure out what the fuck he's gonna do. And one of the things is he's talking to a human.
Watch movies
Yeah, just watch his movies a
with
whole
my
week.
friends.
Put on Armageddon.
But there's a point in which he decides, based on talking with one of the human beings, is that he is going to spread out the power cosmic, which is what is the name for the abilities that he has given to him by Galactus, across the human race. And everyone is going to have this moment, because he can only spread it across of 5 minutes to everybody in the world.
That's all you need, baby.
And everybody's going to have this moment of enlightenment throughout the globe, and that's one of his last acts as a human being. So when you talked about wanting to give everybody this moment where they can connect with God. Like
Third eye, baby.
that was something that came to mind. I've always
It's gonna be okay.
yeah, I've always loved that comic because it was like everybody on Earth got to connect on this thing, and nobody knew what the fuck was happening. Now let's forget the fact that some of them might have been pilots at the time, and maybe the planes might have gone out to the air. But it was a fun moment to read about. The second thing I was gonna say is, you made me think about the thing that I was talking about right before I left the room, which was Jake and Quaritch. Where there's a point in this movie where after Quaritch has been reintroduced in Jake's life in a very unceremonious way, where it's like it's just his voice in the forest, and he has a gun to his head at the very. Lots of people in this movie just have guns to their heads and being told to do something else. But there's a point where it's Jake and Quaritch, and they've rescued the kids from the Fire Tribe. This is right after Quaritch first gets Goo eyes for Varang, because he sees her and he's just like, "That's my girl right there. I'm gonna find that girl later on, and we're gonna do some shit in her tent."
Sure.
But Quaritch and Jake are sitting and they're having a conversation, and Jake says to Quaritch, paraphrasing here, but he says to him,
been given new eyes.
There's so much to see in this world. You've been given new eyes if you would only open them. And Quaritch
Immediately
closes his eyes and goes to sleep.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a fun way of this
parts of the
movie,
analogy,
like being on the nose, but also being incredibly entertaining.
But also, like, it's what's so entertaining is that it's again on the nose. They
Yeah.
put their quarrel aside for the love of their kid.
Right, that's true.
You know,
yeah,
and
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and the love of
Because there's a point where Jake says to him, "Hey, I need these shackles off, and I need a knife." And Wainwright is over there like, "The fuck are you doing? This is
He's
like,
like, "Well, I have
this
to-"
is
Prisoner guy.
this is the
Yeah.
Osama bin Laden of
Of
Pandora
Pandora.
right here." And Quaritch doesn't even respond to that. Just kind of scoffs and says, "Nah, he's not gonna do shit.
Yeah.
These kids, he cares about them. Like he knows his enemy because they're also best friends."
Right.
Well, it's like that Ender's Game quote, right? Like, at the point at which you're about to defeat your enemy, you know them to the point where you actually love them,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
like,
yeah.
so in order to defeat someone, you have to love them in a
Yeah.
way. Like, you have to get to really know
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
You're a little bit paraphrasing Joko a bit, aren't
Yeah, I
you?
mean-
Yeah.
He says,
You and I are destined to do this forever.
No.
Yeah.
It's when he's taunting the police officer and he says, "I kill a lot of your friends," and in their final moments they reveal themselves truer
I know.
than.
Would you like to know
which of them
So
were
in a way, I knew
cowards?
them better than you did.
Yeah, exactly. It's
and he,
a
and he
funny
says,
irony.
"Would you like to know which of them are cowards?"
Cowards,
Because
yes.
he knows them so well. Yeah, but then that leads up to the very end, the final battle between the two of them, where. So,
A next cliffhanger. for us.
well, literally,
Be hanging off cliffs.
So,
Yeah.
so like, okay, so you got Quaritch. He's been shot by Spider.
Yes.
And
has good arm.
I need to bring up the Brachaburger scene. Brachaburger.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's a parallel to the scene in Way of the Water where Quaritch comes into the science room with Spider and he's
Yeah,
just like,
science prison.
"I'm not that guy who was your father. I'm a different guy."
Right.
In this movie, he's just like, "I'm your dad.
It's me.
I brought you a burger." And
Real dad shit.
I love so many
If you
things
need me,
about
I'll be in
that
there
scene.
fucking your new mom later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, first off, I love the idea that they brought McDonald's with them.
That's the first thing that
I
came to them.
fucking love that.
First thing they built on that.
They
planet.
brought a McDonald's with them.
First thing
It's like,
they
we
did.
have learned nothing.
Nothing.
Well, all we know is that we need some Big Macs in this motherfucker.
My optimism is
Yeah.
unfounded.
So he brings him a burger, which, by the way, Spider's never seen a burger in his life.
Like,
He's seen berries. He's seen like wood chips.
right.
You know, he's seen the things of nature that Pandora. He's never seen a deep fried,
burger.
not even deep fried, a broiled burger
Burger, yeah.
with genetically modified lettuce and tomato and cheese and all that shit and mayonnaise. He don't fucking know what mayonnaise is. He white, but he ain't that kind of white.
Shout out to the man.
And yeah, so he tosses the burger aside immediately. And I just love the idea. And also in that scene, Quaritch is wearing a jersey which has clearly been stitched to fit a Navi-sized
like
body.
who's the designer?
No, so clearly they have like a whole textile department just for Navi bodies. Yeah,
You think they ain't got multiple sweatshops on Pandora, bro? Come on.
yeah.
Yeah.
But in that final scene, Spider at this point has been like, Quaritch has tried so hard to bring him over to his side to be like, I'm your dad,
You're
you're
real
my
daddy.
son,
He's like,
we're
nah.
son and father. He's like, nah, I'm gonna shoot you in the arm.
Right.
And I just love that.
Oh,
it's,
does he do a yandu, or he's like, he might have been your father,
but he wasn't your daddy. He tries hard to do that. But then when Spider's falling off the cliff, Quaritch is the one that dives to the brink of death and tries to bring him up, and then Jake has to bring him up. And I love the moment after that where Quaritch is like, well, what do we do now? Because like we both clearly care about this kid. Like, I'm not gonna kill you, you're not gonna kill me. And it's and it is
Jake's tired because he's just like, why don't you just come over to the other side of the fucking pond, bro? Like,
like you're halfway there already.
Why do we still fight?
Yeah, and it's an extension of that scene where they're talking about Quaritch opening up his eyes, because in both scenes, he and Jake are kind of vibing, but then Neytiri and company enter the picture, and then that's when Quaritch fucks off. Because, again, he is deathly afraid of this woman, because when he went to visit his dead body in Way of the Water, he sees the feathered arrows that are pierced into his chest, so he has like PTSD just from the sight of this woman. He is very afraid of Neytiri, regardless of if she has an injury.
And whenever he's taunting her, it's always like with 10 men with gun behind him.
Yeah.
That's when he's big on board.
Yeah. Also, talking of Quaritch and Jake, there is a scene in which Quaritch, Varang, and all of the NRA are like approaching them on the by the Water Tribe, and they're like, Jake, you come with us or we shoot everybody. And oh no, what they say is, Jake, you and your wife come with us, and Jake is like, I'll come, but my wife is staying back. And that is a scene where Sam Worthington's Aussie accent comes out, where he is like if I raise down my fist, all these motherfuckers are gonna kill you. And I love where like Neytiri in that scene, she wants to kill Quaritch very bad, because she doesn't have any kind of like.
She's a hothead.
She's a hothead. She also doesn't see Quaritch turning like
A
Jake
real hot
does.
skull.
Jake is very optimistic about a fellow pink skin turning
She's
to
like,
the Navi
"I'm gonna
side.
kill you."
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Where she sees them all as just like human trash. And then that same arrow that Quaritch is afraid of lands at his feet because she knows she can't do anything. But I also love in that scene where Quaritch says to Jake, do you want a pinky swear on it about him coming over to that side? Which is funny, but it's also, they have
Very
pinkies.
symbolic.
They're the only ones that, like, I think Loak has 5 fingers,
kids have 5,
but Neteam doesn't. I remember looking that up to say which of his children did have, because it's kind of a thing that some of them have, some of them don't.
Just like mixed kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's a
You don't know
human
what you're gonna
trait.
get.
It's a human trait to have the 5 fingers. So when he says, "Do you want a pinky swear on?" It's just like, hey, motherfucker, remember, we're still human. Like, you can play dress up all you want.
Because Quaritch's main beef with Jake is that, like, we are Marines. That means we are brothers. My brother betrayed me. Like, he's not thinking of it as anything else other than like a fellow soldier betrayed me.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
So
like, think bigger, man.
yeah, but I think I remember.
It's like when your friend takes drugs for the first time or smokes weed.
It's like
You're
you could be
"No,
connected
man."
to a bigger network right now.
Yeah.
I remember coming out of watching Fire and Ash, and my brother, when he watched it, he's like, so that's the end of Quaritch, right? I'm like, what the fuck you mean it's the end of Quaritch?
No.
You talking about that?
Have you ever watched Avatar?
And he says to me, he jumped into a flaming electromagnetic vortex.
His girlfriend Varang catching.
I'm like, his girl was right there with the ride to pick him up. Like, right prior to that scene, you do have the scene where Kiri turns Varang's weapon against her, which is the ponytail Kuru. And in this, the whole movie, you've seen her use that as a weapon against people, which is really fucked up, considering.
Really like subvert.
Yeah, because throughout the entire series, you've seen it as like this spiritual connection. So for someone to use it as a weapon is very interesting. But then Vert used that same weapon against her, and also Varang ran away like a bitch in that moment. No fighting her at all. The whole movie she's been intimidating. In that one scene, she's just like, oh, I can't fuck with this.
I do think that if they ever gave an Oscar to Avatar for like costuming, and like design, like that, her Komodo dragon,
all the red feathers,
like
in it,
not even just like the,
her
the
headdress
use
or
of
the
color,
Yeah.
with the red, but like and the headdress and like how terrifying.
Speaking of the costuming,
she was.
How hilarious is it? After Quaritch has spent enough time with the Ash tribe, he fucking comes into the military meeting dressed head to toe with like.
They call that something in like in like colonial texts. Which
Yeah.
is
Going
called
native.
Going native.
He's gone-
Right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Which is a derogatory term.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And something
Which is
that-
something he accused Jake of doing in the
Right.
first
Right.
movie.
You know, but it really, what does it really mean?
Yeah.
It means like, you know, connecting
Yeah.
and integrating with, you know, someone that you're really trying very hard to see as an enemy.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's a really huge theme
Yeah.
in these movies too, is like this idea that like, you know, the connection is more powerful than the disconnection. I really also enjoy the tension between himself and his commander, right? And
Yeah.
then the corporate piece, you
Yeah.
know, like the corporate mouthpiece, the guy, you know, who really has no power, and then he all of a sudden starts to see who has the power.
Yeah.
You know, like
there's
comes
also
down
the,
to
there's also
man-to-man
the
combat.
weird. Well, speaking of colonization, there's also the weird fetishization that comes in
Yeah.
because, like, if you look on like some of the planes and stuff, they have like World War II style pinup navies
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
airships.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then when Netirius walks sneaking through the base,
Yeah, some of the
somebody's
army guys
catcalling
are catcalling her, yeah.
her. So
Mhm.
like they, I mean, I
Even
doubt they're gonna really go into this, but like they obviously have some
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like sex system worked
Yeah,
out with
definitely. They're looking at the Na'vi as like a lustful object
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing, of
yeah.
a thing to
It's- it-
Well,
dominate.
anything that's
it's-
quote
it's-
unquote exotic.
Right. It's,
Yeah.
it's the same like
Yeah.
Vietnam thing. Like
Yep,
they
Yeah.
both
for
hate
sure.
Viet Cong, but also like they're gonna go in there and like have
They're
sex
humans.
with women.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
And to kind of just pinpoint that particular scene where he comes in and so there's a weird power dynamic going on where when he brings in Varang and her crew, the general is just like, the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just like, nah, I'm a propagandize this. I'm gonna
Right.
show you.
Like, take the win. Look, we
Yeah,
have
and then
allies,
he
yeah.
rallies up the crowd, and then, of course he can't do anything because politics. And then in that scene where he comes in dressed fully in the regalia, and he's also, as you see in the movie, he's drinking with the other
Guys, yeah.
fire tribe
Well, he
people
wants- he wants-
by
he
the
wants
fire.
community,
He's
yeah.
using the language that he was taught to by Spider.
Yeah, he wants community,
Like
yeah.
he's definitely found community with them, and it's further nuance of his character where he is overtly in denial about this thing, as he says in the tent with Varang. He's like, I obey nobody, I am my own master.
Right.
He is clearly influenced by this stuff, and
Yeah.
he's clearly found community in
It's,
this.
it's the classic meme: the most racist man you ever know, and it's Filipino. wife.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
But like in that scene where he's going in with the full makeup, and he's just like, I see you started the meeting without me. And it's
me.
like, bro, look at you. Like you
Yeah.
clearly are not about this anymore.
Right.
I also want to bring up the Giovanni Ribisi just for a little bit in this, where he plays the, I guess
Corporate stooge.
the corporate stooge of all this, and I just love the scene where Neytiri is attacking the base with her her explosive arrows,
Yes.
which is her video game upgrade,
Yes.
right? And at first she's like, I'm not about this. I'm a woman of nature and everything, but then she's like, okay, I need to get
Actually,
shit
I'm gonna
done.
fuck them up,
I
yeah.
want to fuck them up, and what better tools to use than the very tools they used against us? And I love that scene because it says so much, because Giovanni Ribisi comes in, he is wearing his
Draws.
regular shirt and boxers.
Right.
So she has literally caught him with his pants down.
Yes, sir.
He has one goal, which is preserve Spider, because Spider has escaped, whereas Edie Falco is trying to preserve everything else because shit is blowing up.
Right.
So he is on opposite sides from the military forces that he is supposed to be running. And yeah, they're just like, they're diametrically opposed at that point. Like, he is looking at as what he calls a bigger picture. She's looking at shit is on fire right now. And I just love that it shows the disunity within the human faction, whereas on the Na'vi side, everything's connected.
But yeah, one of my favorite
Aside from the fire people who are just like, we've chosen to like relegate ourselves away from it, so they've essentially joined the human faction. Everyone else on the Na'vi side is just like, we are eventually connected, even though there's some resistance, especially with like the Tulkuns, where they say, okay, we're gonna be pacifists till
I
the
will
end.
say though, like, don't you like? And I also feel like from a cool factor, like if I feel like
I
the
love the cool
military,
factor, yeah.
the military aspect of is so like lame Like I feel like it's really just they don't have the juice at all.
Yeah.
Like when you think about like the military, you're in there looking like a fucking NFL, like you're all padded up and you're like you think you're so cool, but you're just like the lamest little fucking jarhead dipshit jabronis. You know what I mean? And one of my favorite scenes is like when the Navi, I can't remember which one it is, but like basically they surround the little I think Quaritch's faction going through. It might be Quaritch, I'm not sure who it is, but like they're in the jungle and they're so quiet and they just kind of like and they kind of hoot to each other and they sound like and they're so camoed. And I think guerrilla warfare is always gonna be that bitch. You know what I mean? Like when the man them sneak up on you and you're not ready. You know what I mean? It really makes you love like the power of the underdog. You know what I mean? And the power of
and using
in a way
to
like native knowledge. You know what I mean? It can be so scary actually. And like really, I mean, if you think it's like Vietnam, right? Like they lost that shit, right? You're in my jungle. Oh, good luck, bitch. You know what I mean?
It's that funny thing where like American soldiers in Vietnam were just like, we just couldn't outsmart those crazy.
Yeah,
they used
look at
fucking
that.
magic and every time you introduce a Vietnam person, they're like,
Yeah, they
Yeah,
left
we
their
were just-
cigarettes.
did not know how to
the
watch in the jungle.
yeah.
It
It was
They left
really
their
that
cigarettes
No,
simple.
but-
find them easy.
Yeah,
You know?
Steven's point about the cigarettes is something that I learned recently. Is like they were just smoking all the time and they
Yes,
left
we
a
could just
trail
follow
of
the
cigarette
trail
butts.
right
through. Yeah.
Like they made
Like,
this shit
these
easy.
idiots,
And
you know?
but James Cameron is no stranger to using the Vietnam War as allegory in his
Yeah.
films because you watch something like Aliens, where it's just a bunch of American Marines
think
going
they're so big
into an
and bad,
environment they have
Yeah.
no idea about
Yeah.
and getting
The
fucking
hubris.
overrun. The hubris of
Yeah.
America. Yeah, and I think it's very important.
And we're supposed to feel sorry for you?
Uh,
Fuck off.
I think it's very important that
You know?
Neytiri specifically refers to them as pink skins because
Yeah.
it's funny.
It's
because-
vulnerable.
Well, it's
Yeah.
it's two things. It's one. It's James Cameron is just like
It's soft.
human race sucks, but particularly one aspect of the human race sucks. But at the same time, the ending of this movie is very much the manga. You know the manga meme. Of I don't know what manga it's from,
You
but
Alright, Boy?
you are right, white boy,
It does
which
end
is
on that.
essentially exactly
It's
what the
called
ending of the
Gantz.
movie is.
It's called Gantz,
It's called Gantz.
Gantz.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
and it's about aliens taking over the world.
Sure.
And they fucking look like Navi.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
they're giant humanoids.
But yeah, the end of this
With cat
movie
faces.
is Spider linking his Kuru into the fucking AWA network and all of the ghost Navi. Like you see all the characters from the first movie
All the
who died.
ancestors.
All the ancestors. Fucking
They do a Black Panther.
Sigourney Weaver. They do a Black Panther. It's funny because Black Panther is just the kings, which I think is kind of boring.
Yeah,
If you think
it's
about
everybody,
it,
it's everybody. It's all
It's
area.
like in Black Panther, it's just an afterlife of
You know,
all of the.
well, to be fair, it's everybody who has taken the mystical herb
Yeah.
and connected.
yeah,
to-
all of the Black
to the
Panthers.
heaven,
yeah.
It's so nice, isn't it? Like to think that like you're not even alone
Yeah.
ever. Like
Yeah.
that your ancestors are always with you.
Right.
It's just like no
It's a
matter
nice
who gives a shit
concept.
if it's true.
Yeah.
It's so comforting, and it's so in that case like very pragmatic for the human condition. It gives you courage, right?
mean,
Like,
like-
if you just believe actually that
Because
you're
if you
not
think
alone.
about it, what the humans fear most, like not even death, but just like being forgotten,
Forgotten.
and
Oblivion.
and not having
Not
a
me
place.
though.
Well,
I'm good
I
with
mean,
that.
like they say, you
Please forget me.
You die. You only truly die when people stop saying your name.
Yeah.
In a way, when people start remembering you. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So final thoughts.
So they have, and they have the ability to always.
So on
remember.
final thoughts, Rosina, you mentioned something at the very start of this episode. I thought was very violent.
Not like me at all.
You said
she's never said anything else
you
again.
said you'd be happy if this was your last Avatar film.
Yeah.
Tell me why.
Yeah.
Why you think
Actually,
that?
yes, I would be because you know what? I think I really like how resistant stories like this are to like being co-opted, and I think it's a bit of a quit while you're ahead. I'm like, I feel like things can get really murky from here on out. Like,
Yeah.
especially if it has to sort of like emulate the time or be relevant. I really
Rosina,
like.
but don't you want to see them invade Earth?
I actually don't. I mean, maybe. I mean, look, I'm open-minded. James Cameron can do what he wants. I don't think he gives a shit what anyone thinks.
No, I'm on the phone right there.
Yeah, right. But I think to me, I mean, it's even a bit like Lord of the Rings. I like the courage to have a standalone, thing, and like, the limitation of the art into episodes like that can sometimes help people engage with it and interpret it. Like it's not so didactic. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I
You
think
like finality?
we're no, it's not that. It's like we're going into a world where everything is commercial. Everything has to be for dollars and cents.
Yeah.
Everything is so commodified. It's so boring. It's like do something radical. Be new. Like give me something else. Or James Cameron, you're not. I know you're a white man, but like you cannot live forever, right? Like I know that you guys are kind of weirdly obsessed with that. Like give us more. Like go all out on some other shit. Like I want to see more from him. I don't want him to be locked into some fucking contract that we may or may not need. You know,
Funny because people say that like they want James Cameron to do different things, and I'm like, this is the thing he wants to do.
if he wants to do it, fine. But I'm like,
And he
okay,
can
wrap it
explore
up.
lots of ideas within
You know,
the context of it.
but I kind of feel like it kind of cheapens the product if you're trying to treat me a bit like a donkey with a stick.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I find it a little patronizing to the audience when you keep doing something that you know is going to be successful. I don't find it as brave. Maybe I'm a purist.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
well, I mean, he does want he does want to make a movie
another
about,
Avatar,
about
you
a
know?
man who survived the
Both
bombing
bombings
of
of Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
and then 3 days later found himself in Nagasaki when it was also bombed.
Can I tell you something
He
about
wants
that?
to do, and,
That's
he,
cool.
and he wants to explore
Yeah.
like the actual effects of nuclear war
yeah,
against people.
let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Let's go, James Cameron.
So-
we don't got time.
And he's
You know?
he's very much like this.
Thank
will probably
you
be
for
my
Avatar.
lowest grossing film.
You know?
But like I want to explore.
Do you
this
know the
idea.
podcast, The Comedy Button?
No.
Okay, so it's a podcast.
I'd listen to another podcast. Anyway.
No, it's a podcast in like 2010 or 2011 where these guys from IGN, a lot of them were fired from IGN, and they decided to come together to make a podcast. And it was very, very funny. And I showed it to my dad once, and he wasn't that impressed with it because I was 12 at the time, so I thought a lot of it was
Different
funny,
vibes.
right? And then like I don't know, a week later, he plays a Radiolab podcast, and it's about that guy who survived Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yeah.
And it's this fucking compelling, enthralling, like one of the most incredible
True
stories you've
Stranger
ever
Than
heard.
Fiction, yeah.
Where he like the guy went back to work, and then when he went back to work, that's when the second bomb dropped. And he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Then my dad turns to me and
It's
he's
a
just
bad
like, "You see what podcasting is?" I'm like, "Well, fuck you. I wasn't trying to fucking blow your mind.
Right.
I was
Yeah.
trying to give you some yucks on the way to work." Anyway, yeah, I think James Cameron can do whatever he wants. He's earned that, and if this is what he wants to do,
Yeah, sure.
I want to see what happens with Quaritch more than anything in the world. That's what is driving me for the next few years, is to see what happens to Quaritch.
Sure.
I need to stay alive for that shit. My final thoughts on this would be, we didn't mention Jake and his kind of, what do you call it? His denial of basically the main ethos of the Avatar series, which is violence is the answer, because his whole thing is like he doesn't want to be Turuk Makto, and then he eventually does. Like he goes into his garage to find the old muscle car that he abandoned from his youth, and then he's like,
he finally gets with the shits.
we're gonna go for one last ride.
Even Diesels.
And what I love is that like the big giant red bird
Right.
that he calls out of retirement.
Yes.
First of all, how metal as fuck is it that it lives in a cave
For sure.
and
Surrounded by
It's
skulls.
his
is
homie.
resting on a bed of skulls
Yeah.
of its own victims? And as it uses the iridescent glow that many of the Pandora creatures have. It looks like eyes glowing in the darkness as it comes out of the cave into the light. And then there's a point in the movie where Jake is separated from the big red bird, but the big red bird is still about that violence.
Yeah.
Takes command of one of the NRA ships, claws into the main like pilot
Oh,
area
not before
of it.
calling all the other free birds to come.
Right,
murder
exactly.
people.
But then, like, as it's like put its claws into the ship, does a whole 360 flip of it and crashes it into the ocean.
Yeah.
Actually, my secondary Payakan would be that
Sure.
big red bird.
Mm.
I just wanted to mention that because nobody had so
He's a
far.
good guy.
Torment
Yeah.
too.
But yeah, I think, is this the same story that we've seen in the last two movies? Yeah, kind of. Would I see it again? Yeah, I would.
absolutely, yeah.
Because within
gets old.
within that structure that is very familiar, there are enough things there that are very like intriguing and endearing to me. And in particular, we mentioned it earlier, the scene where Jake decides that Spider has to die, right?
The Abraham and Isaac scene.
Yeah. So prior to this scene, we've seen several moments where Neytiri is apathetic to whether Spider lives or dies, and also actively says, "I will kill him right now,"
Yeah.
as she's in heated
fine.
moments
Yeah.
with Jake. Which, by the way, also another thing to mention: Jake is one of those wife guys who cannot handle a moment of tension between him and his wife.
Yeah.
The second they're in a fight,
Yeah,
he's
pull
just
out,
like,
"Babe, we need to talk right
"Baby,
now."
I'm so sorry. I love you so much." Like, but in that moment where he's deciding he's gonna take Spider's life, and Spider, very much like our friend Steven on this podcast, desperately needed to piss.
That's true.
But instead of giving him a moment, which also dick move by Jake, like if you're gonna kill a dude, make him piss
Make him piss
first,
first?
you know.
Yeah.
Well, damn it, he's gonna reach his bowels anyway. If he
That's
does.
true. I think he did actually get his piss in the moment where there was a
Yeah.
knife to his throat.
Yeah.
I think he may have. But like in that moment, Jake is in the forest. Neytiri is after having come back from infiltrating the NRA, in which she had to put on the red makeup on her face. As she's washing it off of her face, and she sees the red makeup fall into the river, she's seeing symbolically blood on her hands. And she has been the Lady Macbeth of this entire story so far, whispering into the ear of the king, which is Toruk Makto, her husband. There's even a point where when Jake makes a decision about taking Spider to the human camp where Neytiri and her family live, she's like, well, Taruk Makto knows best. It's like, well, okay,
Just reverse our
you're
ask,
that
yeah.
dude. I'm not going to argue with
Yeah.
you since you're the fucking king and all that.
Right.
As she sees the symbolic blood on her hand, she races into the jungle, and she's thinking that we even see in the movie makes you think that Jake has actually plunged the knife into
Yeah.
Spider. Spider, up until that point, has like pleaded for his life until
But then
he
he accepts
reaches
it, but he
the
was-
point of exception
Yeah.
where he's like, and even calls Jake dad.
Yeah.
And the moment of right after that, where Jake comes to terms with the idea of what he was about to do, and he says, "We're going to win, but we're not going to do it this way. We're going to have to find another way." That, in a moment where you got so many images of children being bombarded in Gaza, and like
It's
the
really
life
noble.
the life of infants being seen as just like shit
Expendable.
happens in a conflict, and to see in a very popular movie, which I knew at the time,
To go against that grain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
Again, he doesn't pull his punches with imagination.
Yeah,
He
like-
really imagines justice. That's why I rate him.
it hadn't it like the movie had just come out when I first saw it. I saw it opening weekend with you and Steven. And I knew that
Oh,
it
not
was,
Rosina Haruda. Why didn't you call her?
I knew it was James
Soft
Cameron.
spots.
I knew it was Avatar. I knew it was gonna make money. I knew it was gonna be seen by a lot of people. So to have that knowledge, because I always bet on Big Jim, like never don't. But to know that he was going to have his film be seen by so many people and include a message that basically said, no matter what the circumstance, children are not expendable. That, like, as much as I will admit, like, the messages of Avatar will be simplistic or whatever, the fact that you are using this platform and you are having that message in there when there is so clear evidence of people around the world seeing this as something that you can just say, well, shit happens, and just keep scrolling on their phone to the
And be
next thing.
kind of right about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That really reached me.
Yeah.
So I don't care what you have to say about Avatar. If you
Yeah.
think, if you like, sure.
Rate it.
Is it basically a white savior story? Sure.
Yeah.
In a sense, it is. But at the same time,
But with a
message is
twist.
Super relevant. Super
Yeah.
relevant.
yeah,
message,
like
absolutely.
it's as much as you think these messages are simplistic, there are certain factions
needed.
within the world that are saying, well, we can't say those messages anymore. And I'm a fucking ride with Avatar until the wheels fall off of it, which doesn't seem to be anytime soon. So
To jump on
That's
to your
my final thoughts.
thought,
Please go
because my
ahead.
final thought was about the same scene.
Yeah.
Because I think I said to you after the movie, like this scene in particular, had the most impact on me.
yeah,
Out of any movie that I've seen in that year.
yeah, 2025, yeah,
That and like the when the doctor in and 28 years later
Puts this
gives Spike his mother's skull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those two
No,
were
Steven,
the stand.
let's not go there.
Yeah.
Those two were the most standout. Like
Fuck off.
those
Yeah.
were two of the most standout scenes.
When he kisses the skull.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But the part that really hit me, and I said it to Damien, is like I noticed throughout like the first half of Fire and Ash that no one said I see you. And I was like, but that's like the catchphrase for the fucking
Yeah.
and no one said it.
Nobody
and
said
the
it.
first time that it's said
It's Neytiri.
it's Neytiri saying it to
Spider.
Spider.
Yeah.
And I was like, that deeply moved me because it's
Deeply
not
moved.
only it just showed you exactly what it means
Yep.
to the Navi. It's
Yep.
not just
Yeah.
yes, it's like you and me, we are one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Greatly different.
and it was just that acceptance where she's like, fuck, what am I doing? When she tries to run and stop Jake, she's like, no, Spider is
my
me.
family,
He's
yeah.
one of us.
He's one of us. I can't allow Jake to do this.
Nope.
And when she says that to him, that just like hit
Rips
me.
your
I was
heart
like,
out.
Yep.
like that was for me was like the most important like take from the movie is like we have to be together.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, that's my final thought.
Love that.
So Kayla, final thoughts on Avatar? Let's hear
Honestly, same as what everybody's been saying so far. We have to be together. We have to commune with nature. We can't stop and listen. Slow down for touch grass, all that jazz. It's so important as a message, and I get the whole like concept of like it's kind of a white savior film or whatever, but like touch grass, people. Let's
Right.
listen to this stuff happening around us more.
It's a white savior film, but also like white people. Would you fucking help out, please?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, could you
Yeah.
join the human race?
Would
Maybe?
you lock
Yeah.
in, please?
Yeah, could you
Would
lock in for a mommy?
Yeah.
Can we
Yeah.
have some participation in the class, please?
Yeah.
Like, can we-
Yeah.
Yeah, like pay attention.
Like
Yeah.
you gonna die too.
Wake up and join the humans. You
Yeah.
know?
After they come for us, they come for you. Like that's how it
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah.
Was
Yep.
it me, or-
I mean, I've said a lot today. I just want to say, if I think about, there was a really great blog I used to love. It's called Birth, Movies, and Death.
Yep. 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 on
Yeah.
it.
Hulk smash. Yeah, what a great blog. But
film crit Hulk.
a film crit Hulk smash, yes. And I always think about, life is kind of like a movie, right? This is why I like James Cameron, because he nails it. Like it's our whole existence is an allegory within an allegory. This is stuff that we need to be human, right? We need to tell each other stories and we need to live a story, right? Like we come here, we're born, right? We go through this drama, right, of living, and then we die, And I think within that, it's so wonderful to have a movie like Avatar that kind of encourages you on and sort of validates things that you already think, And like, I liked it when I first saw it, and I like it more almost 15 years later.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, James, I'm rocking with you. I'm glad we're on the planet at the same time. You as a white man, like it's a good model for what we can be. And I think that's really important right now.
Okay. Great. So we were discussing art and artists earlier, and like it's what we leave back on this earth that is our best expression. And so I just like to gently big up James Cameron because he's fascinating in that his stories by and large are about humanity conquering over corporatization and militarization.
Yes.
Right? And like you can look at Terminator. What is Terminator? Terminator is about a young woman who finds out that she will give birth to the savior of the world. Unfortunately, a military tech company has built a robot that is coming to kill you, and she must conquer the robot. Titanic is about two people falling in love on a doomed vessel that, because of a search for immense capitalism and gain, it has doomed their love. But their love will survive despite like, this moment, right?
The triumph.
The triumph, right? And James is so fascinating to me because like he's the perfect marriage of like a big rig truck driver and like a Zen Buddhist.
Yeah.
You know, and he
He's a
makes
cowboy
these
with hearts.
big
Yeah.
technical
Yeah.
feats, these impressive large scale like construction movies, right? Like Titanic. Literally, he recreated a ship
Yeah.
down to the fucking wood paneling, right? He's
Yeah.
just like, here's this big beautiful ship,
Yeah.
and here's what humans did.
Yeah.
But we did something terrible with it, right?
Yeah.
And Avatar now is and so is Terminator. Where like we birthed AI. Shouldn't have done that. look what we did. Even though it was impressive that we did it
Yeah.
in the first place. And then Avatar now, I keep on coming back to it. He has built the world's most powerful supercomputer to tell us to go fucking outside and touch grass. Like, you know,
So
he's
true.
built the largest, biggest digital processor to be like, dog, look, isn't outside
Go
beautiful?
outside,
Isn't
yeah.
outside beautiful? And it's this weird conflict in all of his stories that he always kind of comes back to. And it's strange. He marries... Terminator 2 comes out, highest grossing film of all time. Titanic comes out, the highest grossing film of all time.
Yeah.
Avatar comes out, the highest grossing film of all time. Avatar Way of Water comes out, the highest grossing. He constantly apes himself.
This motherfucker don't miss.
He
He
don't
apes
miss.
himself. He beats his own record.
Yeah.
His
every
only
single
competition
time.
is himself.
Right.
He needed a lesson on exposition.
Right.
The only lesson was from his own fucking script.
Right.
He's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's not Steven Spielberg, it's not George Lucas. Like, he just quietly overtakes or great grand spectacle storytellers. And I think it's because he is so straightforward with his message. He's not
No
making it
frills.
overly complex.
Yeah.
He's being like, yes, we can create wonders, but the fucking humanity is what's important.
miss the
And
point.
you know what? All of Earth agrees with him
Yeah.
every single time. Numbers don't lie, I'm afraid.
like, yep,
Everyone
yep.
is just like, Jim,
part.
I love that message.
Yeah.
I would like to hear that message again.
Yep.
And Big Jimmy don't miss. That's
Big
that's
Jimmy
all.
don't
Big
miss.
Jimmy.
I
That's all I
think
gotta
that's
say.
a great.
I wanna as you say that. Thank y'all for listening.
go home.
Enjoy the
This is
Avatar,
awesome.
the Fire and Ash. We love you so much, and enjoy the rest of the podcast for the
Stay
rest of the
together.
year.
Next week
Thank y'all for
is
coming
Sully's
here.
never
Spider-Man,
quit.
isn't it?
Next year we're gonna get bit by the spider. Yep. All right. Bye. Thank y'all for listening.
Oh, that edit is gonna be.
I was trying to go.